What we're going to do in this live stream is keep you up to date on what's happening behind the scenes with BG Wealth Sharing, because some of the conversations now taking place inside chat rooms is incredibly eye-opening. What we're going to do in this live stream, I can hear my own voice, is keep you up to date on what's happening behind the scenes. At least I know I'm working. Right, glad that was over. While watching the collapse, we're watching the collapse phase of what's happening in real time. That makes no sense at all, and I've gone off script now. But what we are watching is the collapse happening in real time. People who once publicly were promoting the scheme are now claiming they are victims themselves. Excuses are changing by the day, and victims are starting to confront the very people who convinced them to invest in the first place. Now, this is not my first rodeo. My team of Avengers investigate Ponzi schemes and scams full-time. And every single time I see a collapse happen in a large-scale Ponzi scheme and scam, I watch the same people promote it, trying to help people recover their money. And it's a real bone of contention for me, because unfortunately, recovery is a dream. And so was the illusion that by cutting and pasting a bit of text into a third-party fake exchange, that you were going to build yourself into a millionaire status within 12 months. As ridiculous as that may have sounded, how that sounds now, that was the reality people embraced, promoted, and invested in. But now you would probably agree with me that is actually batshit crazy. There's no such thing. It's too good to be true. A lot of people ignored the warning signs, or unfortunately seem to have dumbed down their senses and gone along with it. And you may think, I feel a bit silly now. That guy on the internet has made me look foolish. But don't feel foolish, because these platforms are very clever. The people that are promoting it have often had NLP training. They know how to manipulate the minds. They know how to overcome those obstacles. So please, if you're feeling perplexed, overwhelmed, and you're finding it hard to process what's just happened, don't blame yourself. Now, if you do a search on the internet for grief, grief is an amazing thing. The best part of grief is when you have acceptance, and that's the last stage of grief. The first part is anger, disbelief, blame. I can't remember the fourth one, never do. So what's happening right now is you've got different people at different stages of grief. And that's why I really want to focus on that. I saw a video today of a lady who's been rampant at promoting BG Wealth Sharing. She was pleading with people not to get overwhelmed and to reach out to, those helplines if they're feeling overwhelmed. But when I look at these videos, I don't just see someone who's trying to save their own ass. I see somebody that is a lovely person, and I can see and understand how they do get caught up on it. We're going to look at 3 shorts in a minute. One of them is a guy holding a fistful of money, claiming to everyone that for all those naysayers out there calling this a Ponzi scheme, he said he goes to an ATM machine or whatever he does, and he withdraws his money and he shows off the money, because at the end of the day, he says the money talks. And he's waving $24,000 in his hand, and he made a claim on the camera that he's withdrawing $20,000 per day. But now, in a chat room, he's decided to change his tone. He said it was a slip of the tongue, even though he's holding $24,000. But we've got other videos of him, which we've just put online before we went live. I say we, me, and I and myself. But why I'm saying that is because a lot of people are running scared. A lot of people are now trying to help with recovery. So I'm going to finish my introduction before I get into Danny mode. We're also going to look at some YouTube shorts that we've put together. One of them is we're watching a lady who's just got a $90,000 Tesla. We're also looking at fake withdrawal claims and the growing panic about frozen funds. And they're not frozen funds, they're actually frozen figures on a screen. And unfortunately, guys, there's also been an article just published on Behind MLM about a new opportunity. And unfortunately, did you know that 60% of people that fall victim to their very first scam will fall victim to the very next scam that's put in front of them? And it's like watching lemmings walk off a cliff. And often when I'm doing my YouTube videos, I talk to people and I say to them, you know, I want to be at the top of the cliff. I don't want to be at the bottom of the cliff with band-aids and bandages and splints and trying to fix people that have fallen off the cliff. And the only way to stop people going off the cliff is for me to risk everything, and I do, and I have, and that is to go head to head with the people that claim that they are victims, but they have been promoters. Some people criticize me because I'm too hard on them. And I built a database of them just recently for BG Wealth Sharing, the one I'm talking about today. And it can be hard to see your own name on there, but it's just a persons of interest list. Later on, if you hang around at the end, I'm actually going to show you how we do an open source intelligence investigations. There's a new company out there, and I have to read the name.
Aurum Foundation.
Aurum Foundation. And they're claiming to be a bank. This is the second bank claiming this is the second opportunity I've seen where they're claiming to be a bank. Last time I received legal letters or lawyers' letters delivered to me telling me that if I didn't stop talking about this bank that was a crypto bank, I would be in jail, or not in jail, but taken to the courts and sued for every penny I'm worth, which isn't any. But anyway, what I'm getting at, we're going to have a look at that. I'm going to show you how we do our investigations, which if, you know, a lot of people don't realize. So I joined this group today, and just before I get started, please do make sure that you are subscribed. It's not an easy thing to do. It's very tricky. You have to look for this button and you click it on the bottom of the video here, and another whole lot of buttons will come up, and you have to sort of figure out whether you want to be a subscriber or you want to be notified when I go live. If you go notified when I go live, you will get a notification in the email, I think, when I go live, and you won't miss. And also, every time somebody subscribes, we get Sadie to clean the screen for you. And just to even put it home a little bit more, 60% of you people that watch my videos are actually on a mobile device. And, you know, these mobile devices make it a bit harder because you have to log in and do two-factor authentication. Now, last month, I've had over 1,400 new subscribers. It took me about 8 months, last week, I had 1,400 new subscribers. It took me, I think, at least 8 months to get my first 1,000 subscribers. So thank you to everyone that's here and who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. And if we wait long enough and have a look at that number, I will see another one go up. And every time another one of those numbers go up, I just feel like giving everyone a round of applause. We're just waiting. We're waiting for it to go up. It's not going up. No, false alarm. It's on that screen over there. I had to look this way because if you don't know how I got myself set up, I've got a screen to the left of me, which is my broadcast. So I can see what you see. Directly in front of me, I've got a web browser. I've got a 34-inch screen. On the right-hand side, I have a laptop, 14-inch MacBook Pro M4. I just got it recently, about 6 months ago. It's beautiful. And that's the screen that you're looking at now. And I can see things happen. And then I switch things around. I try not to do anything. Oh my, look at me. Number 68,104 users. Thank you very much. That made my day. Oh my goodness. Now, I've got this new thing as well where I'm not funded by anything and I'm not doing it just for the money, so don't get too excited. But I do need money to keep myself going. So if you do want to donate to the channel, you'll see in the chat room before I get started, I put all the places that you can donate money to me if you want to keep me going and keep me in the lifestyle I've become accustomed, which is very nice. But recently, I use Ecamm for broadcasting. And Ecamm's given me this lovely thing where if somebody buys me a coffee, it will actually come up. What it will do, it will actually come up on the screen. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go buy myself a cup of coffee. I just need to log in. I need to find buttons and widgets. I need to go stream alerts. And it's a bit of fun, but I just discovered how to do it. Now I think I can do a test one. So here we go. I want to see if it works. It's the first time we've ever done it. So you see that button at the bottom. It says support me at kofi-fi.com/heck. So when somebody donates.
New donation from someone.
And you did hear that? I want to know in the chat room. It does. It comes up in the chat room. Isn't that pretty cool? No, that's really cool. Right. So just wanted to show you how that works. But that's the screen, obviously, I've got. So obviously, if I was on the other screen and you didn't know me, it will come up and then.
New donation from someone.
Wow. And I presume you can hear that? All right. And then the other one is buy me a cup of coffee, which is another one that you find on my website. I just want to see if it works. So we're doing a bit of this housework before we get going. And I have to log in. Hold it 1 minute, please, caller. It takes a bit long. Buy me a cup of coffee is cool. But it does want me to log in all the time. And it's a bit trickier. So I'm just going to go in there and go to my account, my dashboard, view my page. I think it's my account. Oh, yes, here it is. Publish, buttons and graphics, stream alerts. And I haven't done this before. Right, here we go. I'm going to do a test one. So what you can't see is if you go, let's say underneath here, what I've done is I've got clever and I've hid it. See? So I hide it here. And then, so anyway, I'll leave that there like that for now. And now I'm going to do a test alert, see what happens. But it's meant to have something pop up on the screen. But maybe because I'm doing a test, it didn't work. But it probably will if somebody else does it. So that's all right. Anyway, I just want to say, if you see that happening through the show, you'll know why, and I'll make sure I put that back. Right. All right. So let's get into it. Oh, now while I'm here, I'll go back to my other screen just so you know we might get interrupted, because I also have all these tabs open and I'm literally monitoring Zoom meetings where they're running multi-level marketing and other scams that we monitor on a daily basis. Now, I currently have 250 tabs that I could literally open, but in this particular exercise, I've only opened active ones because we see a lot of investigations and happen in real time. So this one I'm going to go into is the Tonga. Now, I don't think they've banned me. I was in there a few minutes ago to test it. So I have to come up with another name. I'm going to call myself Ted with 2 Ds. And as far as I'm aware, they haven't blocked me, so I should be able to go in there. But this is the Tonga room, which is still in there, helping people find websites that are still live where people can do trading for BG wealth sharing. And I'm waiting for the day where they realize it's actually a scam. So we're just going to have a quick look. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if they're here. No, they did get to ban me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be very naughty, and I'm going to actually show you something really tricky. Now, I could empty my cache. I could empty my cache and do it again, but because I've got all those browsers open, it makes it a little bit tricky. So we're actually going to go to another window, and we're going to go over here, and you'll see I've actually got a different browser open. So you can just about see them, but if you go like that, you can see at the top here, I've got different browsers, and sometimes I have 7 different web browsers open. So at the moment, I can go to this one here, and this is me here. So I turn my camera off and turn that on, and then I can call myself Ted. And even though they've blocked me, because I don't have Zoom on my computer, I've been banned by Zoom because I reported too many people and people started reporting me. But you don't need to have Zoom installed on your computer. In fact, what I'd recommend is removing it. So now we're going to go in here, and they're going to see Ted. They won't know who Ted is, and they're going to let me in there, and then they'll screen me, and they'll try to figure out who I am. So I have to speak like a Ted. Well, there's no point really dropping this one, but they might be watching me live because they probably think Danny's live, so they may not actually let me in. But what I do, because I get really cunning at this, I actually have a live stream, names that I've used previously. So I go through here and I look for Tonga. Right. So now what I do is I can come here because they won't let me in because they don't know Ted. So then I pick another username and I come in here and I pick somebody else like Skinny. So they will know Skinny. So I turn that off and they will let Skinny in the room because it's a username they're familiar with. So I keep a track of all these usernames. So you watch this. See? You just got to know how to fool these people.
Hi, Skinny.
Hey!
Skinny, we
Hello.
missed you.
G'day, guys.
我屙屎，爭一個屙屎叫做 all finished。
So let's see. Let's see how
睇下嘅經驗。
they like Skinny. So these are all the people in here you see. So what I normally do,
I don't think it's skinny.
Yeah，哎一個顧客嘅一個咩啊？
copy all
個
those
咩
names.
啊？交下都幾多啊？佢講嚟啊！
Yeah, it's me. Skinny.
佢
I'm going to change my name to Very Skinny. Hey, how's BG Wealth going for you now? Do you wish you
No,
listened to me?
buena.
幾多啊？
Oh, but anyway, so the point of that whole exercise was to actually tell you guys that there may be some interruptions along the way because I do have all my meetings lined up, ready to go, even though it's late at night. Right, so the first thing I wanted to do was to show you some of the activity. Now, I did put in the chat room before I started that there is a link and you can join the Texas group for BG fraud investigations. Now, I went in there and I caused a bit of havoc this morning, because I renamed the group. It was called Texas Recovery Group. And unfortunately, that word recovery and I don't get on very well. So I didn't actually realize, I'll be honest, I didn't realize it wasn't my group because I've actually set up another group, which I'm going to put in the chat room right now. Hi, Skinny. Thanks, Jelly Snack. Which I'm going to put in the group right now. And it's actually called BG Wealth Sharing / DS Exchange Survivors, because victims are one thing and survivors are better. Survivors are better in my eyes because you guys have learnt every trick on how they run these scams, and you're out there to go get them like me and my Avengers. Victims, unfortunately, haven't come to terms with it because victim mentality isn't the best thing. Now, I know you guys are all victims and you've all lost your money and you're thinking, I want my money back. I wish this never happened. I couldn't afford this, and I get it. And we're here for you. And I'm willing to spend all my life talking to you guys, helping you through this. But when you become a survivor, to me, that's different. So what we've done is we've set up a group where we've created channels for each person that we've seen promoting this. Now, this might be hard to watch for some of you guys because some of you guys might actually be in here. But in my persons of interest, I currently have 1,000 people. And just for BG Wealth, I currently have about 42 people. And these are people that we are getting intel on every day. And we are building a database on these individuals that you're looking at. For example, this Chinese fella over here, he was the person that created the DS Exchange website. We have a recording with him. We can come in here, we can click on recordings, and we could actually listen to the script guy. So
You like the source code, your number's all on almost every page. So, we want to explain why your number is all everywhere in the thing? Because right now it looks like you're the one who created BG Wealth and DX Exchange.
I'm not it.
Well,
yeah.
you do know it's been labeled a fraud in 8 countries, and then when they come knocking, they're going to see your number in the source code, right?
Did you search it up on like GitHub or something?
Yeah, it's on GitHub.
So we found the programmer stuff on GitHub where they develop sites. There was 42 files that he created. And he also made it so the DS Exchange website is hard-coded. Now, if you're not technical, I don't think you will be technical because you know how to do day trading. You thought you could cut and paste it. You can actually come to my website. First of all, while you're on the website, you will actually see if you click on one of those orange buttons on the right-hand side, I actually have set up these pamphlets. Well, they're not pamphlets, they're guidebooks. 27-page guidebook. Sold one last night. Thank you very much. Now, you can download those and they'll get delivered as a PDF. I don't mind if you share them. You don't have to keep paying for them. I'd rather people pay $5 for a guidebook that's going to help you guys identify what a scam is. And these have been written by myself. Recovery Scam Survival Guide. Don't get scammed by a recovery agent. The Red Flag Playbook. Already invested? Your Exit and Damage Control Guide. How do you get through after you've been scammed? Anyway, the reason I bought them up, I did have a reason why I bought them up. On my website. So when you go to my website, you come down here, you can see I'm famous because I've been in all these newspapers. But if you come down here enough, you're going to find a blog. You hit more posts. And you will find a lovely blog by my best friend, Crypto G. Now, a lot of you have subscribed to Crypto G's YouTube channel lately. Thank you very much. He did an amazing video, this one here, and it breaks down everything about BG. So if you're sitting here thinking there's a chance we can get our money back, you can't. Sorry. But this here shows you and helps you understand it. Because remember we said at the start here, it is actually understand it's grief. And you've got to go through all those stages of anger, acceptance, frustration, whatever it is. I can't remember. I've got to find them and memorize them. But this is Crypto G's YouTube channel. And I'm just going to stick that in the chat room right now. And please go there and subscribe. And also there's one other lovely person I haven't seen in here. Oh, yes, she is in here. Here she is, Queen of Nama. Go to channel. This is Queen of Karma. She's a very big part of the Avengers. She is an Avenger. She's absolutely puts a lot of time and energy. Those two YouTube channels, please subscribe. And if I've forgotten any one of my Avengers, I apologize. But the reason why I did go to Crypto G is he went and did an investigation. He's done two really awesome videos that you need to watch. The first video here was basically a breakdown technically. So if you're a technical person and you think this is still real and genuine, go watch this video and he'll show you the blockchain. On the blockchain, we were collecting wallet addresses. And this is really important for you guys to listen to this. So these WhatsApp groups that we've set up are not here to sit here and chit-chat to people and have how's your day going, have a cup of tea stuff. We want how you put the money into crypto. We want to know how you paid for your BG, big sharing, what do they call it? BG wealth sharing account. We did a survey with 200 people in here the other day. 20% of people paid with cash. How the hell does this company take cash? So we believe, and I'll tell you this now, it's a secret squirrel stuff, that there's another big wad of crypto that is in-house. In America, we believe it's in Texas, and people have been giving you the crypto wallet addresses to put them into this vault. Let's use vault as a word. And then using their in-house money to create you an account. Now, there's money still there. Now, so I shit you not. If everybody who's paid with crypto gave us the date they paid, the amount they paid for their membership, and the crypto wallet address they were told to put the money into, we could make this investigation go a lot faster. Those three things. We want to know how much you put in, the crypto wallet address, and the date would help us because that will verify it's really come from you. Now, we've set up, I think I bookmarked it. No, I didn't. We did add it here. Oh, yes, I've got it in the chat room, so you'll be able to find it. I'm going to put it. So if you want to help us with that, we're going to go to here. So on my screen right now at the top, you'll see the BG Wealth Sharing DS Survivors, and then there's a hashtag. Go look for that in the chat room, and you give us those three things. Then we are fortunate enough to have amazing people within our Avenger network. And one of those people is Zach, and he's called XBT. Zach XBT. You put @ in front of it, you'll find his YouTube channel. In fact, why don't we do that now? So if we go to the YouTube and we go, Zach, it's one name I can spell, and it's XBT, right? Now, Zach is known as one of the best. It's not that one. XBT. Zach, am I doing that wrong? Let's see if I can search for it. This is, what did I do wrong? Is it all capitals versus Zach? Am I spelling Zach wrong? So this might not look like much of a YouTube channel, He's got 3.1K subscribers, which is amazing. Now, CoffeeZilla, which I'm going to be in very soon, has got 4.5 million subscribers. This guy, is that 300? I don't know. But anyway, what you want to do is you want to know. So if you go to his X account, he's actually got 1 million subscribers. Now, I can chat to him and ask him questions. So this morning, I sent him a message basically stating I have a crypto wallet, which we believe might be worth investigating. So this guy has actually been the person that's mentioned on Behind MOM, and he's actually helped seize $41 million worth of BG Wealth money. He messaged me directly, and he said that he found the information from this video here. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If I go to this video here, YouTube, I'm just going to stop that. I've just gone through one. Shut up, Danny. Go into here. And you're looking for your money, because people say, where'd the money go? I'm going to edit the video. And in this video, we actually gave everyone the wallet addresses for everything they want. So that's quite important. So I'm actually going to do something I haven't done before. I'm going to copy those wallet addresses. I'm going to go back to my blog, and I'm going to go edit. And I'm just going to tidy these up a wee bit before we get started. Edit and get rid of all these. Hold up, if that, replace all. And we're going to come down to here. And I'm just doing this because if you really want to know where your money's gone, so to speak, you can actually trace all the wallets. Finding the key, live stream harvesting. So this is a whole breakdown on how BG Wealth. But anyway, why I was telling you this is because Zach actually found these wallet addresses and thanked me for it, for putting them online. And that wasn't me who did it. This was Crypto G. So it's absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to go heading to number 2, and I'm going to put all those wallet addresses in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make them so people can click on them. So I'm going to go bold, copy V. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, so now we're going to go, you have to watch me do this. And these are all the wallet addresses. V, copy, bing. That's good. And that means that you can go there and see the money on the blockchain. So each of these wallet addresses actually have been, because these don't lie. Now, the best thing about the blockchain is the fact that when money gets paid into the blockchain to a proper exchange, a real exchange, which you'll know to look out for, is you can now verify it. So as I was talking to an ex-promoter of BG Wealth sharing on my last video I did last night, which had a ton of people look at it, thank you very much. The promoter said next time he gets involved in anything to do with online investments, he's actually going to check the blockchain activity so that he can verify it actually got on the blockchain. Now, the good thing about the blockchain is you can track it, but the bad thing about the blockchain, you don't know who owns it. So it's a bit of a pain in the bum. So now I've got to go through all these and put this little hashtag, and because I like doing this, I'm actually going to do it because I don't want you guys to, what I'm doing right now is I'm just doing my housework in front of you. So every time you do that, you need to make it so it opens in a new window, but I'm going to do it because you guys are so lovely. So let's go here, hit that there. So I used to be a website developer for years. So that's why you'll see a lot of activity on my website, because I do my own website development. I use WordPress these days instead of coding with Notepad. I used to copy other people's code using Notepad and then cut and paste the text in to see what it looked like, and then change the words to my words and then save it and then refresh the page and go, that's what I want to do. So if I saw a nice looking web page, I would scatter around the internet until I found a nice looking web page and then basically copy the code. Now, that might sound naughty, but back in 1993, when I started fluffing around with this sort of stuff, that was sort of how you did it. So now you can come here. So what that means is if I save that and I go update that, all the hard work that Crypto G did and my Avengers, gathering all those addresses, spending hours and hours on the blockchain, all got scooped up because Zach found it and found additional wallet addresses he may have not had. And then if you go to his post, you can actually see he thanked us for doing so. So now you've got wallet addresses, and you can literally click on one of those and it will take you off to Tron. So you could actually, look at your wallet address that you've got and see whether it's associated with any of the wallet addresses tagged to be associated with blockchain BG. I'm having troubles today. BG wealth sharing. Now, the ones that you really want to look at are these big wallet addresses. Now, unfortunately, my Avengers told me this morning that there's activity. And that's bad because people are paying their 12%. And that's why I didn't go for a walk with my lovely partner in the hills this afternoon at 4 o'clock when she was begging me to, insisting, Mother's Day and all. I said, I really want to keep on the tail of this dragon because I want to chop the head off the dragon. This here is one of the main wallets. So you can see all of these wallet addresses. This is what we've been tagging them in so we can put, like a swap router. That's where the money gets broken into bricks and away it goes. But let's just go to one of these. And now we're in the blockchain area. So the first thing I'm going to say is notice those green bars. Can you notice the timeline? Now, people are telling me that BG Wealth Sharing has been going for 4 years. Well, it hasn't been going for 4 years. It hasn't been going for 10 months. Probably lucky if it stretches out to 12 months. It may have been in the planning for longer. But all the activity that we've got hasn't gone back any further than 12 months. So unless the first people that joined BG Wealth Sharing were getting free or they didn't have to pay, that's where things don't add up. So activity on the blockchain gives us a timeline of when BG Wealth Sharing started. I'm not crypto savvy, and I've learned a lot by hanging out with my mates and my Avengers that we keep accumulating. But if you go to the transfers and you click on up arrows, I hope I've got the right one, and I do. You can see that 33 days ago, there was the last time they moved money off the platform. So at this time, 50,000, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 100,000, 50,000. These are even amounts of money. We have seen other like-minded scams, and they take it off normally in 10, 5, 8, always round figures. Two things: unusual transactions for a wallet. Now, it doesn't happen. So the point I'm making here is 33 days. So all that money managed to disappear. Now, you could go through this blockchain here and you could add up all the money that's been taken off, right? And you could figure out how much money has been stolen from mum and dad investors, from people who were told that they were doing day trading. Because the money going in, which I don't know which one is, but we may actually have, here's the payout hub. So this here, you could go through this. You could go to, you can see the dates and the times, all the activity. So let's go to transfers out of the account. So this is, if we go to one of these, so these 4 wallets here are all to do with withdrawing. I might get this wrong, but hey, Susie will tell me. So down here, you should be able to go to the transfers and you should be able to go to out. So here are the figures of potentially people getting paid or money getting paid out. Now, some people were getting $10,000 a day. So you can see 30 days, 34 days, 36 days. Now, this could have been some of the big promoters and the money they were getting. So we want to track where that money's going. And some of it isn't hard to track. But you can see more money going in than going to be paid to people. And also, unfortunately, guys, there was no trading activity in between. It was a straight Ponzi scheme. So if you want to do a little bit of playing around, here's all the crypto wallet addresses. And if you want to verify any of the information, please do go to our WhatsApp group. Make sure you subscribe. No, I don't want you to subscribe. I want you to go to this WhatsApp group, go to the group where the wallet addresses are, and give us those wallet addresses because this will help speed up the investigation. Now, you're never, ever going to hear me say there's a chance of recovery. And I know that may really hurt. And because it really hurts, literally people are finding it too hard to actually believe me. I believe. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just in the wrong address. I have just gone up to my big snazzy screen that you can't see, and I'm going to copy the link. So the link to the WhatsApp group, that is called the Wallet Tracking Group. Now, there's a couple of things that are kind of important. I don't want to freak you out, but I don't control WhatsApp. And I can't stop people joining our group because I only have people's phone numbers. which means that you could be approached by somebody claiming that they have been messaged by me or they work for me. Now, there is Zara, and she works with us, and she's our head investigator. And there's also Crypto G. So that link I've just given you is actually access to my head investigator and also Crypto G, which is the second in the world, in my opinion. He's a blockchain investigator. Now, Zach is number one. I message him directly when I get the good stuff. So I get all the data from Crypto G, and he says there's a smoking gun here, Danny boy. Well, he calls me Admiral. And then we go along and we tap on the shoulder of these people that are very busy people, and we ask them for a favor. And that's literally how it works. Now, I had a lovely talk to the lady who was running this other group. And I took, as I said earlier on, I took the liberty of renaming her group. I did not realize it was actually her group because we created a community, and it enables people who join our community to create their own group. And I'm not 100% sure I've got this right, but I'm assuming she joined our community and then created her own group inside our community and called it, what am I looking at here, guys? Called it Texas Group for BG Fraud. And that's fine. Unfortunately, I did see the word recover and freaked out, and then I renamed it. But also there's a lot of people in there that are actually helping us with our investigation. And I've got some funny stuff for you because it's been a bit morbid talking about this sort of stuff. So let's have a look and see if I can find it. Now, once again, Crypto G, he spells his name funny, but it's easy to find. You just start typing in Crypto G in Google and you'll find him. Queen of Karma, she's absolutely amazing. She's in here now. Honestly, we spent hours and hours going after these guys. And you just don't understand the work that we do. Well, I'm not saying you don't understand. I'm not saying you don't appreciate it, but we're not doing this for a YouTube channel. If I wanted to make money on the internet, I would be doing other things because all my clientele are normally broke. Okay. All right. But do join these YouTube channels because it helps us get the message out. Share our videos, become ambassadors for us. We don't care if you don't subscribe, but just please hit the thumbs up. And let's get these videos out, because when you hit the thumbs up, then Google shares them out. People find our videos who are looking at investing. The amount of emails I get from people, I've got a message from somebody else saying themselves and their father were going to invest, but my video saved them, and that makes it all worthwhile. All right. So subscribe to those. Follow Zach. If you come down here, you can actually see he's done, I don't know if this is the one, but like even for me, even though I'm a YouTuber and you probably think I don't have to beg for these big guys to talk to me. But what we're getting at here, so these are all the crypto addresses. So these are hot wallets, and they will be the same ones that we've just looked at. So he was searching around the internet, found our content, and then thanked us for it. So it's absolutely, from our perspective, this is like God tapping me on the shoulder saying, you've been a good boy. And so I think this is the one here. I don't even know where it is, but I just wanted to show you guys so it's on the screen. But yeah, so he's amazing, and it's so cool to be even rubbing shoulders with these guys. Well, that's interesting. I quite like that. But anyway, that's it. So I'm just going to get through to this, and we're going to go back to, so there's a couple of things there. Hopefully you understood. And there's one other thing I think would be really important for you guys to understand. I was talking to the lady in the Texas group who runs it, Christina. And I said to Christina, how many people do you think joined BG Wealth? And she said, well, we got told 700, 750, 900. And I went, oh, yes. I said, how many do you think? And she said 20,000. And I thought, I'm glad she said that, because remember, just because the scammers tell you that you've got 900,000 and we're on the way to 1 million subscribers, you shouldn't believe anything they said. There's no proof. And also, I was talking to a guy yesterday on my live. And if you haven't checked out the live and you've got a couple of hours of your life you never want to get back, I would recommend checking out the conversation I had on Zoom with Emmanuel. It was a breathtaker. So this is the one here. All right. And we talked for 2 hours, and it's like the yin and the yang. This guy's a promoter. He was berating me a little bit, would be a fair statement. And then not heavily, but he knew who I was. And basically, if you tell me the remote, and we just sat there for 2 hours and had a chat, like two guys having a beer together. So that's the photo. And then we've got the lovely lady with the big BG, I Love BG t-shirt on. And we just sat there and talked. And by the end of it, we had a brilliant understanding. He was a multi-level marketer. I'll be honest, I can't stand them. He asked me how I felt about crypto. I told him, and really good discussion. Absolutely loved it. However, what I'm getting at is, I don't know what I'm getting at there. But anyway, check out that video if you haven't watched one. But from that there, I have discovered a couple of other things that happened today. So I'm going to start in chronological order. The first one is this live here.
Only Channel 9 Eyewitness.
Okay.
Only Channel 9 Eyewitness News pins down the man accused of a major Ponzi scheme.
What did you say to people to convince them to give you their money?
9 Investigates Darlene Jones goes one-on-one with the Orlando man behind the operation.
Why didn't you just cut bait then?
Direct, unfiltered, and what he told the feds.
Did you ever notify any of the investors that things were shifting, that things were changing?
Monday at 6 p.m. on Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Right. So why is that a big thing for me? Well, I did dedicate, I've even got a tag on my website called Goliath Ventures. I've got all the phone numbers of all the partners that were associated with it. I've got timelines of when we started broadcasting about it. I've got photos of Kashpish Patel shaking hands with a scammer. And I'm sitting there, I've got correspondence from Homeland Security, other people that were potentially not involved but associated. We've got Jason Derulo concerts. We've got the flash cars and all the cars that were bought with that money. We've got the history, the whole tracking down. The guy that looks like he's famous and rich we know how much he gets paid. They've got the flights, journeys, jets, Lear jets. We've got people in Canada and even Australia, some of the investors, and America, obviously. And then I produced about 40 blogs. And I've got one coming up, another video coming up soon. And we covered this whole story. We actually got this whole investigation started. I was the main whistleblower. Now, as I said a couple of 3 days ago, we heard on the grapevine that one person had actually unfortunately died by suicide. And unfortunately, there was only 2,000 people involved theoretically with Goliath Ventures. Now, there's a lot more people involved with BG Wealth Sharing. The average person that invested in this scheme here invested, they started letting people do 30, 40, 50,000. And then on February 2025, they said that they were going to only have accredited investors join their company. They were trying to make it legal. And that meant that they would only be taking $100,000 investments from that day forward. And they would be trying to bump up all the people that only invested 50,000 to get them up to the level of 100. Otherwise, they would let them be going. And I don't think that ever happened because people started pooling together and it all went mayhem from there. Anyway, I'm the whistleblower. I'm the guy that took this guy down. The CoffeeZilla is about to drop a video any moment now. Coffee would be nice. But on Monday night, they're going to give this guy airtime. And it's disgusting. I rung up Channel 9 News, the same organisation, and I told them that I've come from New Zealand to America because I wanted to tell them about Goliath Ventures and what they've been doing. This was before the guy got charged. We had frozen bank accounts. I had been offered $150,000 to take my videos down, write a Dear John letter, and to walk away from it. And they staked out my neighbourhood, found out where I lived, and not had people knock on my door. I thought they were from the FBI, but they were two private investigators. And they wanted to offer me a better deal than $150,000. And I said, you can stick it where the sun don't shine. I said, I will listen to the offer. And I will, only if I can record it, so I don't miss any of the offer. And they said, we're not going to give you the offer on tape, but that tells you everything, doesn't it? So if you guys think I'm doing this for the money, I believe I could have got $500,000 if I retract, because they were getting desperate at the time. This company spent $5 million throwing a Christmas party after not paying anybody for 3 months. and they decided it'd be a good idea to throw out a $5 million Christmas party. These are the scammers. This was a really unusual scam. Most of the money, even though they claimed it was a crypto company, most of the money came in from JP Morgan bank accounts and Bank of America bank account. We actually helped freeze one of those accounts, two of those accounts actually, and over $100 million because of our network. We whispered in the ear of people and we shut that company down. When I went to Orlando, I had to go in there undercover because people, they had already told me they wanted to knock me off. So this is what I do. Hopefully this helps you understand that the reason this went out today is because this company, unfortunately, this guy is getting airtime. He's got an ankle bracelet on. He lives in an $8.5 million mansion. He still looks like he's got a Lamborghini in his garage. This guy had nothing. He used to work at In-N-Out Burger, and he got fired for stealing. And now they're going to give him airtime. So I'm a journalist. I'm a self-appointed journalist. Anybody can call themselves a journalist if you want. I name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. No media, no one did anything about this scam until they started getting the documents filed in the courtroom. And that's how it works. Now, you would have seen that small documentary in Hawaii where the promoters were getting fined $50,000 for promoting BG wealth sharing. Do you know why they did it? Because somebody filed a court document in the courtroom. And that means the mainstream media will now start reporting on it. So in this particular case, in this one here, this is Fox 35 spent an hour with me, filming me, asking me questions. And when the story broke, they wouldn't print anything I said. I went to Channel 9 News. I talked to them on the phone, Sharon Butler. She talked to me for 45 minutes about it, discussed it about it, unreal. She knew people involved in it, blah, 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 did nothing. And then we've got NBC News. Talked to Greg Fox for about 45 minutes in his office. They even showed me around the studio, like a tour. It was great. All right, and I've got a video all about this that you'll find linked to other things I've done. Now, and then people go, oh, you're doing it so you want the publicity. And I'll go up to these people who say, my why is very personal, but people who have small brain syndrome, and that's so disrespectful to say that, Danny, sorry, but people who have small minds accuse what I do for dollars and for notoriety. I can't even say the word. And I just wish you'd pull your head out of the ass and think why I do this. People are dying by suicide who get involved in these scams. Don't do it because I'm trying to stop you. I'm trying to help people not walk over the cliff. And the people who can be made accountable are the people that promote it. For all you guys that are going after these crypto recovery things, they don't exist. There's no recovery. Recovery can happen, but you so can be hit by lightning. So let's look at if there is any recovery of anyone's money as a bonus, but not the carrot, because you just took the carrot, didn't you? You took the carrot because somebody said, you do this 3 times a day and you're going to get this, but give us that first. They took your money. So don't let the hope of something good influence your decisions. These guys took $328 million from people. They took people's 401ks. They took $500,000 from a fireman, his whole life savings. They took $100,000 off people. They told people to mortgage their house. And there's 27 co-conspirators. And they're focusing on one guy, Christopher Diego, who was the instigator. And he reckons he's going to walk free because he's got a plea deal. Disgusting. So that was my first video, hence why I'm a bit late today. Second video.
Okay. Level 7 car, Mallika's car. Okay, Gary, here.
Hey, Thomas.
Okay, Gogon, near the camera. Level 9. Gogon Sarkaria, boss lady, here. Okay. Hey, I'm with the boss lady here, Gogon.
All right, I'm doing good.
Okay, guys, a lot of excitement in Texas, Dallas, Texas. Okay. Thank you. Here's a free car, Tesla. Here's Gary, the big leader. Okay, move. The car is coming out.
Yeah, Gary nearly got ran over. That would have been a shame. So, Gary, we've got your name. You're in our database. $90,000 does it cost for one of these cars? I'm not sure, but it's the one with the gold wing doors. I presume that was up there.
Okay.
So it's got covered in balloons. Who paid for that?
Look at that. Fully paid car with the BG. Okay, courtesy of BG. Tesla, red Tesla. Look at this. That is the proud owner of the Tesla right there, Miss Monica Marchant.
So that's great. We've got her name.
Okay, BG.
There's Gary again.
All right. BG, okay. Come on, boss lady. Come here. Okay. Guys, everybody's work. JOB. Okay. All right. Okay, look at this. Nice car paid by BG.
Paid by BG. Nice car paid by BG. Who paid for the car?
Right? Okay. All right. Oh, okay. See a lot of excited people, guys, here. Okay. Here's the boss lady. Hey, open the wing. Here, let me see that. Where's the wing? It's gonna take off now. Look at that. Nice, huh? Look at the wing. There's a yellowing wing, right? Look at that. Right? Look at it.
We can do it
nice.
again. We can do it again.
Okay. Look at that. Nice plush seat here. Okay. And nice plush seat here. Oh, okay, it's opening up now. It's opening up. You pushed it. All right. Okay. All right, here. Here's the boss lady, Monica. And there's boss lady, Gorgon is here. Gorgon is here. Look at a lot of excited people here. Okay, BG family. All right. BG. Okay, guys.
Alrighty. So how do you feel about that, guys? I mean, put it in the chat room. I'll just put a poll in there. Is that lady who's just received that tester a victim, or does she need to be held accountable? I mean, this isn't like me trying to lynch up people, but as I said earlier on, if you go to my database here and you click on the 41 people, I've now got this lady in here, you know, and I'll come along and I'll get that link and I'll associate that with her profile that I have on her. And then I'll have people giving me a hard time in the chat rooms telling me that I shouldn't be so mean. She's a lovely lady. And I'll go, no, she's not a lovely lady. Now, I assume, I can't bring that up, I don't think, but I assume, I might just bring it up. I think, because I wasn't in BG, I don't understand this. So to get a car, you needed to recruit 5,000 people. Is that correct? Yes. And it says, and then you will get $25,000 a month salary. So, you know, you are getting paid a salary, because if it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, and it smells like a duck, it's a duck. Now, what these Ponzi schemes and scams do is they rename. It's like multi-level marketing. They don't call it multi-level marketing. They call it direct sales. And that means that you're bypassing the conventional way you advertise products. It's word of mouth selling. It means you don't need to go to Google. You don't need to do TV commercials. You don't need to do billboard advertising. You go to people and you tell them that if they market the products, you will give them a cut of marketing the products. But normally now what you see is you see these stupid products worth nothing, and they spend 80% of the time in these Zoom meetings pitching how much money you're going to make if you sell this snake oil to people. And that's the big thing that people don't understand. So the multi-level marketing industry that's out there at the moment is not a genuine way to make money, in my opinion. Okay, it might be legal. It might fly along that, and you know, and you can have every argument. Now, there's a really cool guy out there called Always Marco, and he goes head to head with everyone who's promoting multi-level marketing. And the first thing a multi-level marketing person will tell you is that Amway is not illegal. And that's got such a big force behind it, it's going to be hard to stop it. But there's insurance companies, there's mortgage companies, and there's other companies out there that all have a multi-level marketing. And multi-level means there's more than 3 levels. Now, BG Wealth Sharing, I think you had 12 levels. But they've told you that you're going to get paid a wage. So now you're thinking, well, if I get paid a wage, I'm just an employee. Now, how many people set themselves up as an individual company? How many people actually got an employment contract? I mean, can you go back to the entity that hired you to give you a monthly wage and cry foul in the employment courts? I mean, I've never used this argument, but if they're going to label the money that you receive as $25,000 a month, that this lady's going to get nearly $1,000 a day, and then just say that's her wage, it doesn't add up. And it's still a duck. So this lady here with the tester, I'm not really going to go after her myself, but if investigators come to me and want access to my database or newspapers or anyone in the media, and they actually want to do some good old-fashioned delivery of the news on what really happens with these scams. So just to go over it one more time, BG Wealth Sharing isn't an entity that you can sue. They didn't have offices. They had event centres. These cars that you see, I believe they're leased. Now, we had a bit of discussion here where somebody actually brought up a check. They gave me a check for about $90,000. And apparently it was a cashier's check, which means I don't think you can actually find where that money actually come from. Is that right? I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm the authority on life in the universe. Where is it? I'll just see if I can bring it up without it being a lot of grief. But somebody received a big check. Yeah, it is a cashier's check. So maybe somebody can actually highlight on that. If I can get it to my desktop. Did it pop up? It did. All right, I'm just going to do this off screen in case I incriminate somebody who gave it to me. Now, a lady rang up today. She was panicking. She was being threatened by some people. If you get threatened by people and told that if you're going to provide info to us that you could be threatened, don't let that happen, because I won't tell anyone any of the intel that you gives us. We've got a team of Avengers. We're very clever at hiding where we get our intel from. But don't, what did I do then? That stuffed it up. Hold up, we're all over the place here. But yeah, so what I'm saying is share the intel with us. It's much valued. So here is, I don't even know that lady's name. It's a cashier's check. I'm not saying that right. But as far as I'm aware, that person's name is on that check. Am I right? SHAMAMHOSS. What are we up to? AN. So this is quite good. So there's the name on the check, right? And this is a $90,000 check. And I believe this was written out and she used it for what am I trying to say? Used it for purchasing her house or something like that. And I'm not even sure what this was used for. I'm sorry, I haven't been scrolling through the text messages. Gary was in our upline. Kurtu Gargan. Yeah, no, I had to fix the spelling of those. I'm just reading the chat room. Here we go. Some nice messages coming through. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the messages coming through. Sorry, I haven't been scrolling. Gargan is 100% part of the scam and is trying to act like a victim. Hey, you're awesome, lady. I don't know who you are, but I'd love you to be on our Avenger team. I've been watching your comments turn up on other YouTubers' stuff. You are rampant. You are cool. Thank you for... Marco's also done an awesome Patrick Ben David impression. Impression? Has he? Impression. By the grace of God, I was fortunate enough to get my money back. Good on you. From both my financial institution and Coinbase and Team Lend. Okay. Who's Team Lend? I'm going to verify your name. Team Lend. This is something I'm going to find out here in a minute. Who are you? Okay, 5 subscribers. How old's your YouTube channel? 2015. Now, if you go to somebody's YouTube channel, and I'm just picking on you, have I got the right person? I learnt my lesson. Yes, so just because you see somebody's YouTube channel and you click on the more button and it says they've been on YouTube since 2015, what that could also mean is they've managed to actually hack into somebody's YouTube channel and take it over. Now, am I reading this right? By the grace, so and team led. So who's team led? Is team led's, because sometimes what I see, because I go through comments all the time and I've got an eye on the tiger. I'm not saying this is the case with this individual that may be in my chat room at the moment, but normally if I get somebody telling us that they managed to get their money back and it has an unusual name like team lead, you go search for that team lead and you'll find it's a company that's a crypto recovery company. And that's what I'm suspicious of when people claiming that they've got their money out. So if you want to refine what you just said, would be much appreciated. Are you actually saying that you managed to get your money off the platform and you held up your passport or your driver's license, put in a withdrawal request, went through the 40 steps and managed to get your money back to your crypto wallet? Or are you saying that you have used somebody from a team lead and you've got that back? If you could clarify that for us, would be much appreciated, because we get a lot of companies in here claiming to be nice people and going through our WhatsApp group claiming that they can help people recover their crypto, and that's not going to happen. Okay, my gifter put in his 2 weeks notice at his job and retired thinking it would last forever. Oh my God, that's kind of funny. So we did a survey on that in the chat room the other day, and I think from memory, I think I wrote it down somewhere. In fact, I have it, so I'm going to have to tell you now. We found that people, yes, we have. So how many people? It was amazing because we had paid. Oh, yeah. So actually, it wasn't too many people. 68% of people paid cash paid cash. We said the question was, how did you pay for your BG Wealth Sharing membership? And 34% of people said paid cash like a boss. So that cash was used by these sponsors. I'm going to show you a video next of somebody having a pile of cash, people paying cash and then using the in-house money to create a new account, handing that over to the people and pocketing the cash. So if you've paid cash for your account, we would like to know who you are, because we want to know where you sent that cash. We want to know the individual that handled that cash, because that's money laundering, and that's the easiest thing for the government to get people for. So you telling us that can actually get these sponsors or these promoters off the street, because they know that they've taken cash and they know that they've kept the cash and they have used their free in-house money that they've got by referring other people that have paid into the system to create your account. All right, sent crypto into the void. Only 28% of people said in my chat room that they sent crypto and did it the proper way. Gifted. 26% of people said that they were gifted into the system. And that means that I got offered $1,000 account, and the guy said to me, it was Thaddeus, I think it was Thaddeus and another guy that's now disappeared, deleted all their YouTube channels as they do. And they said they would give me $1,000 account out of their own personal funds and create me an account. As long as I did the 3 steps every day, they wouldn't care. So that's what they told me. And the 12% of people said bank transfer or wire. So this check that you're looking at, I presume, is a cashier's check, which is as good as cash. This lady, theoretically, well, this person, I'm not sure that's a lady's name, could have put their name in there. So I go to my database. I haven't seen that name before. So I go into my database and I search for that name. And I don't find it. So now I go search for the last name. And Oh, there we go. So I did. I found somebody in there. So this is how good my database is, guys. So in here somewhere, there is a person in there. So these are people's names that we found in Zoom meetings, and we scraped them and kept them. So this person in here somewhere, wish I could find it in a hurry, is actually called MD Shipon Hassan. So I'm going to actually now go. So now, and this is really high-tech stuff, but I'm going to show you how we do our investigations in a minute. So the first thing I want to do is go back to the home. I want to come here, and I want to go to persons of interest, and this is not a public database. This is, I go to BG Wealth Sharing, I right-click on that, and I go duplicate. And when I duplicate that, I double-click on that, and the first thing I do is I put the name in here. What I'd like to know is whether they're in the US. So I don't know, but I'm assuming this person is in the US. The next thing I do, I've got ADHD, you'll see in a minute, is I like the lowercase version of the name, and we're going H-A-M-I-M and H-O-S-S-A-I-N. Right, so that's that person. The next thing I'm going to do is I might already have a photo of them, and I probably do, and somebody will be yelling at me at the moment. But now I'm going to search through WhatsApp and see if I can find any correspondence about that person, and I can't. Now I'm going to go to my Signal, and I search for any correspondence about that person, and I can't. So the next thing I'm going to do is open up a window, and I'm just going to search that person's name, and I found them here. Now, I don't think this guy's the guy we're talking about, but now I can actually just simply put BG Wealth Sharing and have a punt and see if it comes up. You can see that I've already come up in the names. That's me, and naming, shaming the people. So the reason why that's coming up isn't because of their name. It's come up because I mentioned BG Wealth Sharing, and I can't see it in bold, so I know that that's not it. So here we go. Understand the letters of credit and trade. This could be just totally irrelevant. So I'm actually saying that's a bust. However, as you saw, when I searched for this in the Miller note here, I actually found it as a different name, and it was called MD. It's going to be a bit of a pain to do it. Wish I could find this. Hold up, I'm just going to try this again. Name. Now it's gone AWOL. But what I would normally do, and that's not, I can't spell very well. I'd have to go back and see whether I can find that. I've got no memory. That's the problem. So ship on, MD ship on. MD ship on. All right. So now I've got that name, and it might be just a coincidence. I know this is roundabout. This is how I research stuff. And now I've got these names, this name, this name, this name, this name, and this name, and this name, and that's enough. And then we shut that down, and we come in here. First of all, I'm looking for, so we've got all these individuals now, which have got the same name. We've got Bangladesh. So that person that was in there was maybe from Bangladesh. And then we've got Jess, and that's not really going to help me. This person here, where are they based? Hold it. But anyway, somebody in the chat room might throw that at me if they're watching. And I'm going to go to my own chat room. Avengers. Hold on, I'm just going to go into BG. Yeah, so I'm just watching the chat room at the moment. What am I trying to get a roundabout way here? Here. But anyway, China, Dhaka, no. So I'm going to really struggle, but that could have been the actual person. So what I normally do is I find accounts on social media, and then I see them promoting. Oh my God, what have we got here? I don't have Facebook. Honestly, I don't. And I do have access to some things I can use sometimes, which is quite handy. Facebook is part of the problem here of the scams that we fight. Confirm your identity, start a selfie video. I think they're onto me again. Let's forget about that. Okay, so now we've got to go through here. And unfortunately, I can't find what I'm looking for. So that's a waste of time. That's down a rabbit hole. But what I'm saying is we have now got a person's name. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to screenshots, and we're going to drag that check in there. And we might use that in our investigation, which would be really, really cool. And you can see that there. I might even do this. We're going to go crop and rotate, and we'll just put the check in there. And there we go. Save. There we go. Got that there for next time. Got a check. But now I don't know if that person is a promoter. Well, I don't even know. So what I'm going to do is come along here, and then I drag that over there, and I'll put that person in there. But anyway, we've got, next time I do a search, I'll be able to add to that person's database. So if I went to Gaga's database, you can see we've done videos about her. We've got screenshots, transactions of her getting in the cars and, telling everyone how wonderful it is. We've got all her speeches. We've got a background story on her, and we've got a lot of her social media, which I'm assuming she's no longer doing anything with. So that's her business social media. She's got 2 hats. Luminous, which used to be one of hers, has taken that one down, but we like to keep that because she might come back one day. And that's where we go down the rabbit holes. So long story short, you can see people have been paying cash to get into BG Wealth Sharing. If you want to help us help you, the best thing you could do is actually tell us how you paid for it. So I've never made a withdrawal. On the day I was supposed to make my withdrawal, all hell broke loose, and I immediately reached out to who I needed to reach out to. Oh, okay. Thank you for explaining that. I went trying to put you in the corner. I just couldn't quite understand what you're saying. My video on car incentives, car incentives, what's that? Car incentives. What's that about? You? Car incentive. Where is car incentives? I'm trying to find it in the other chat room because I can't click on my chat room. We'll just bring that up for a second. Let's have a look at that. Oh, so this is, I see what you're saying. So 5 years ago, Queen of Karma produced a video basically telling you how, restart my computer, how people give car incentives as for multi-level marketing stuff, and often how I assume they lease the cars and then you get stuck with the payments. My computer's playing up a little bit here. Obviously, you can see I'm not able to do it.
Yeah, this is my new car. When I first started my business a year ago, I knew there was a free car involved when you promoted to the 3rd level of management in the company. If you don't stay at that rank, they're not going to give you the money. You better not be telling me what car I'm going to be getting, okay? They'll pull right up with a tow truck and you'll be watching your car get towed down the road and it's no longer yours. I almost just poked myself in the eye. I'm going to go blind trying to make this video. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? I hope that you are all having a fabulous, fabulous Monday. So today I actually wanted to do an MLM makeup. Again, people seem to love those, so of course I'll be doing them. And I wanted to vent, if you will, rant. People love my little rants. And discuss the whole free car thing with MLMs. It's been driving me bonkers.
He's already bonkers. Good stuff, Queen of Karma. I'm just going through the chat room. We'll listen to you for a wee bit until we catch up with the chat.
Years now. And so I thought I would just do a whole video where we discuss it because, again, you don't get a free car, okay? Stay tuned if you want to see me make myself look better and go off about
you're not allowed to laugh at
car
yourself,
incentives.
Queen of Karma.
It drives me insane. Every time that I see a Hunbot posting up a car, I want to scream and throw my phone across the room, okay?
Sure you do. You're a crack up, aren't you? As people say to me, only my mum would love me. But that's good stuff. Alrighty, so you can go watch that video if you like, but that's the truth of the matter is the free car thing is just all part of making you guys feel like you're loved by the people that are promoting it. All right, so we're going to catch up. They said they got it back from the bank. They said they got it back from the bank. Their Coinbase and their upline claiming they reported it and it got returned. Is that check that I showed you? Oh my goodness. If it is, that's amazing. So the check that you saw was returned by the bank for basically not being able to be, no, they wouldn't have issued it otherwise. No, team lead is one that was a team leader in BG. All right, thank you for clearing that up. I hope I explained myself well. We weren't calling you a scammer or somebody in a crypto recovery thing, but it's always good trying to explain yourself the best you can because I'm trying to read things in real time here because we're live. I reported BG to the feds. Oh, good on you. I like you. I reached out to my bank institution and Coinbase, and investigation was done, and I was told that BG was a scam. Good on you. I feel like in a privileged position, though, because my team of Avengers, we take about 5. I'm going to do an investigation after this this introduction that it seemed to have gone a lot longer. But I'm going to show you how I do my investigations and how incredibly simple it may be when you've been doing as many as I have. Right, Eleanor, let's go. Eleanor in bond chats still says everything will hear about Hawaii banning BG on the news and the government feds posted on their site. Eleanor in bond chat still everything. I can't follow that one. Sorry. Anyone else can try reading that one, or maybe you can have another go. The team. One thing I don't like about YouTube chat comments is once you've pressed it, you can't edit it. The team led worked for BG. I guess they supervised level 9 or something like that. I don't know. All right. Okay. I'm not copying and pasting anymore. Thank goodness. You've just been a wee, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but in some ways it is actually like, being a hamster, isn't it? You're, which is a bit of hard case. But anyway, that's good that you're not doing copy and pasting anymore. Hope you're doing it for other things. So, Richard, nice to see you here. Didn't see you here, mate. Red flags everywhere. Yeah, most likely not money in the accounts, though the feds seized all the money. Yeah, so not real. Yeah, so they seized the accounts, but there's probably nothing in the coffers. Okay, so some of these messages are going to take me a wee bit to read. Richard's red flags were coming up. Started following you and sharing your videos. Thank you very much. Keep exposing the scammers. Yeah, everyone's now vigilante, which is fantastic. And this wee chat box up here doesn't want to be my friend, does it? I'm trying to make it as best I can, but I'm trying to resize it if you haven't noticed. There we go. We'll put it there this time. Let's see if we get further. I started, there we go. We're starting again. Richard, thanking you. Avengers and bringing, what did we say? Thanks, Ressa. Become an Avenger. Now, Richard didn't used to be an Avenger. He used to be a believer. Didn't you, Rich? That's what happened. And then he woke up one day and he said, Danny is going to be my best friend. And one of the scammers read out my phone number on the screen. And Richard rang me up. So I kept texting Richard every time I went live, and we finished up chatting, and then I used reasoning, and he listened. And that's how Richard and I become friends. Good luck with trying to get your money back out of there because it's not going to happen. It's just numbers on the screen. Now, that's a truer word speaking. Tione, who brought me a lovely bunch of flowers for my other half, which is very nice, which I don't normally mention. My other half freaks her out. Anyway, that was absolutely lovely bunch of flowers. Common red flags people often ignore. Guarantee high returns, pressure to recruit, no real proof of trading or business activity without problems, and delay tactics, requesting an extra fee. Well, that summed up BG wealth sharing all in a nightmare, didn't it? All right, so am I going to catch up to these comments or am I going too fast? Not fast. No, I'm going to scroll through a few. We've got a few new ones here. The Enox 2, is that right? I said that right? They made us feel like we were gaining something. That's how it works. The hamster on the wheel, the faster you run, the better lifestyle you're going to have at the end. Just wasting time and being happy for nothing. I almost hate the gifter for introducing me into the site. Well, I'm with you, mate. I don't like anyone that thinks they need to help me spend my money, even if it is a gift. But the gifter is a cunning guy, isn't he? Because he's going to gift you all the money, and then when you get up to a certain threshold, he wants his money back. And then he's probably going to say, can you pay me cash? Because I can't get the money off the platform. But not only that, he's got you doing activities every day. Those 3 activities that you do every day are putting you in bond chat. Bond chat is a terrible, dangerous app. Remove it off your phone. have access to your Bluetooth. They have access to your Wi-Fi. They can turn on your sounds. They can turn on your camera. They even know when you're brushing your teeth and what type of toothpaste you're using. So you don't want that. And if you're going to withdraw your money from an app and you have to hold up a picture of your passport next to you, something's wrong with the administration of the app. Just saying. Right, we're going to keep going. Queen of King. Zach XBT helped the feds freeze the funds. Yeah, I've got to reread the article because somebody was saying the other day 150,000. She understands. I reckon that was my conversation earlier on. Thank you for being understanding. I was just using you as an example. How do you become an Avenger? Well, that costs $2,000 and you need to transfer it into my Bitcoin wallet. And also there's a transaction fee of 12%, which is perfectly normal for me. I've got to make some money along the way. And what else do you have to do? You have to send flowers to my partner. Also, I wouldn't mind my car cleaned and also a cleaner delivered, if you wouldn't mind. Then you can become an Avenger. An Avenger. Wow. How do you become an Avenger? Well, you provide us intel and you look out for scams and you do not clog up my email box. You either download Signal, which is something I use all the time. Signal is a chat app. I only let nice people in there that don't, I get clogged up emails, I will say. So I don't want screeds of stuff. I want smoking guns. And I'm going to show you how I do an investigation in a wee while there. You sound like Tanya. Is that when you say somebody sounds like, oh, you listen to a video. Better than sound like a Karen. I did like that one though, Queen of Karma. You were crack up on that one, especially when you start laughing at yourself. It gives it all away. They put up a new office in California. Now, isn't that funny? Can you imagine what it's going to be like? Just don't put addresses in the chat room. I'll get myself in trouble. Yeah, they put up these offices and now they'll be paying. Who's going to be paying the lease? That's going to be a real crack up, isn't it? All right, I'm nearly there. Nearly at the end. Oh, Magic, you're here. Nice to see you. Your hair's looking nice today. You need OChat, Ash Mafura, with one of your friends, XD. Don't know what that means, but I assume you might think I need a bot chat answering tool. Well, that would be good. Tow truck. What the hell is a tow truck got to do with the T only? Queen of Karma. Exchange didn't pay you though. Oh, here we go. Glad you didn't do this. You're awesome. You're having a wee in-house chat there, which is really, really cool. I'm going to get to the bottom of the message because then they'll come up naturally. My bank wasn't tied to BG, but Coinbase. Oh, I see. So Coinbase, basically we're going to pay the bank and then the bank was going to issue a bank cashier's check. Is that how it worked? Something like that. BG Wealth's deep dive rug pull was hacked. What? BG's sharing. If there's any good videos that we need to watch, do give them to me. Anyway, right, we're going to go on to the next one, right? Now, this one here is really, really funny. Okay, so I have to explain this first. Now, we've gone into a chat room, which I thought was mine, renamed it, upset everybody. People demanded that I get thrown out of the chat room. I'd love to bring it up, but there's a lot of sensitive information in there. And they're basically saying, don't let Danny DeHeck in here. Get rid of him. Get him out. And I thought, oh, my God. I had to show you one more short now I've said that. But anyway, then I had somebody ring me up who was very passionate about the group, and I'm trying not to name you, and they basically started off with a bit of having a go at me, basically asking me why I renamed the group and what I'm trying to do and blah, blah, blah. And we had a good discussion for about 45 minutes, and it was awesome. And by the end of the 45 minutes, I think we had a pretty good understanding that we were exactly on the same page. My only concern was I didn't want to give people false hope. And that was a very refreshing, conversation. Anyway, they've now gone into the group and they've basically said they had a chat to Danny on the phone, and that's always a good way to work in, even though I'm busy. Had a yarn on the phone. We resolved everything. We're all on the same. We had a big group hug, and hopefully we're on the same page now. We can actually make a difference. Because after doing this for 5 years, 6 years, even now, we know that doing the same old things, expecting different results doesn't work. Hoping that some policeman's going to knock on your door and go, hello, I understand that you invested $500 or $1,000 into BG Wealth Sharing. We would like to know who did it so we can arrest them. It doesn't actually happen. But we can go after these individuals. Now, if we make enough awareness, if we create awareness around the people that introduced you to these scams, and the marketing strategies they employed. And we've got evidence of videos of people doing this stuff. we can actually call these people out. Now, this particular video I'm about to show you, which I'm going to ask you guys to go away and have a wee look at, is absolutely batshit crazy. This individual has now claimed that he had a slip of the tongue, and what he said in this video wasn't quite true. And he also claims that he is a victim. Now, you just can't get any better than this. But unfortunately, we only showed him the first video that we had, not the other two. And this guy might want to be a philanthropist. I said that right without saying piss. Philanthropist, and pretending he's doing good things like those people you see on YouTube that walk up to somebody who's starving on the street and give them $1,000 cash, and they just walk around the streets handing out money like the Father Christmas, and then they get all these millions of views on TikTok, which is great because that helps pay for it, I presume. But anyway, this guy may have good intentions, but I don't know this guy from a bar of soap. We've never sat there and had a beer together. We've never given each other a big body hug. I don't know his family. I don't know his brothers and his sisters. I don't know what he drives. I don't know his why. But I cannot watch this video and say this guy is a victim. Now, I'm really interested in knowing whether you guys believe that he's a victim. And if we look at the poll, we've got what's the biggest red flag in BG wealth sharing so far? The tester for recruiting, 11% of people. Copy, paste trading, and that's 34% of people. Frozen withdrawals, 14% of people. Now, those 14% of people, I think you're still victim mentality. We want to be survivors, and we want to go after these bastards, and we don't want to take the bullshit and the lies that we hear because it's all poos and wees. Now, when we go back to my website and you go back to my YouTube channel, I can show you two videos that are 48 hours apart. So the first video was this one here, and this is the guy that was telling everyone to put 12% in. And he is claiming that he did it, and I called him out on it. We had a bit of a blokes conversation. So we finished up having a beer together, and we sat down for over 2 hours, and I just listened to him, and he just listened to me. And at the end of it, he had nowhere else to go. And honestly, out of all my videos that I've done, this one here is my baby. This is me. This is what my why. He was listening. I was talking. I talked probably 75% of the time, probably 80% of the time. Could have even been 90% of the time. But I got through to him. He listened to me. Now, unfortunately, he listened to me while he's at the bottom of the cliff, apparently. But 2 days earlier, he's at the top of the cliff. And he's throwing people off. He's still telling them to put another 12%. And it's just like batshit crazy. So that video, 745. My other one with me talking to him at the pub was actually 2,000 people so far. However, the big thing is this video here was the live version. 10,000 people have listened to this guy basically telling us that we don't know shit, and we could not believe what was happening. So you guys might have been privy to that. Anyway, I just wanted to say this one here, I want to find any Zoom meetings or any recordings of this guy, because so far we've found the 3 videos that really paint a picture. Without further ado, here we go.
Hey guys, just wanted to reach out to you and thank you all for those who came to the Zoom call today. You know, it's been a...
What Zoom call? What's his Zoom address? What's his ID? Can somebody please find it and give it to me? This is the type of intel that we love. And if you haven't been keeping up with current events, pal, look at the Zoom meetings that we've currently got open right now. We monitor these Zoom meetings, and we go in there and we find these people who are running Zoom meetings, telling you guys what to do with your money. So if you know what Zoom, if he's still doing Zooms, give us the link. Contact page on my website lets you submit information anonymously. Right, that said, anyway, let's carry on.
Great day today. You know, when people say this is a scam and this is a bogus, this is a Ponzi scheme.
Okay, when people say this is a scam, this is bogus, this is a Ponzi scheme, what do? What did you used to do? What was your tactic? Did they have a Zoom meeting where they taught you what to say and how to handle those people who are calling it a scam? Well, this guy, he knocked it out of the ballpark.
They say all the BS stuff that they want to say. This is what I showed them. I said, this is a great Ponzi scheme.
That's a great Ponzi scheme. This guy obviously didn't know the definition of what a Ponzi scheme is. Bernie made off with a whole lot of money, didn't he? And he kept that Ponzi scheme going for years. And that's because he did some really simple, clever stuff. He told people how wonderful he was. He offered unrealistic returns on investments, and people just keep giving his money. And then when people said, I need that money back, he just used the new people's money to pay the old investors. It wasn't rocket science. This guy here is telling us this cash proves it's not a Ponzi scheme. Have you ever heard anything batshit crazy? Now you know what you know. Because that fits the definition 100% of what a Ponzi scheme is.
This is $24,000 cash. And I mean, I'm taking out daily $20,000, $18,000. Which business can you take out so much money on a daily basis?
BG wealth sharing. And that's if you recruit. Just saying.
And call it a scam and a Ponzi scheme. This is what it matters at the end of the day, guys.
That's what matters at the end of the day, taking cash from other people. This guy, in my opinion, is a bottom feeder on the planet. He needs to be named and shamed. He loved money. He loved being the man about town. Perhaps, I don't know. He wears a tie, looking a suit. He's trying to look groovy. I don't know if he's in a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, but I've seen them in Rolls Royces giving the same speech before.
Dollars. Numbers speaks louder than any words. So if you guys ever run into anything, show them this video. I will take out $20,000, $10,000 right there in front of them and show them, hey, guess what? I'm taking out my money. I don't know about you. You want to stay broke? Stay broke. Thank you, though. Hey,
do you know, if you want to stay broke, you stay broke is the worst words I've actually heard out of anyone's mouth. Isn't that disgusting that he said that? If you want to stay broke. So basically, become a bank robber or keep your mouth shut. I mean, I couldn't believe that when I heard that attitude. Now, in the chat room, we dropped that video in there, and the guy that actually was in the video berated me in the chat room, basically for calling him out as a scammer because he was on our wanted list, our persons of interest list. We want more information. That's what I was meant to say. So he was berating me, and you know what he said in his defense? I've kept all the chat logs, that it was a slip of the tongue. And the money that he had in his hand wasn't him. He was using it to fund new accounts. So cash shouldn't be handled by an individual that works for another company, because that's actually called money laundering. And when you money launder for another company that doesn't even exist, where do they put the cash? Where do they put that cash? Now, that's where we need you guys. If I say it really slowly, it may help a few people. In investigations, they tell people to follow the money. So that guy's got $24,000 in his hand, which he's got from where? And what is he going to do with that money? Because that's how we actually get some money back normally. Now, he's going to claim that he sleeps really well at night. Well, perhaps he doesn't, because he's probably stuffed a lot of that money under his bed. I don't know. But what did BG Wealth Sharing do with the cash? Because that's going to help recover any money if possible. However, if we listen to our friend here, he's a victim, and he will use the same, let's say the squeaky door gets the oil. He will use the same squeaky oil door scenario by telling you he's a victim. And after 2 or 3 weeks of this guy keeping his mouth shut, his bum up and his head down, and keep on being the nice guy, you will probably, in your subliminal mind, will start believing he is a victim. And you will starting to let them's the brakes, as they used to say. These guys need to be stopped swiftly. They need to, if they are a victim, then he needs to contact me, which I've asked him to do. But the reality is, I had this conversation 3 days ago, and the person decided to report me instead because they didn't like what I said. Now, this guy will probably report me, and I will lose my WhatsApp account for a couple of hours. So is that the way that somebody who claims they are a victim should act? Why doesn't this person reach out to me, come on my show, and tell me why he thinks he's a victim, and what is he doing to help victims, hopefully survivors, get their money back, or help us follow the money, or just turn over everything. Like empty your suitcase on the floor, tip it all out, empty all the pockets that you've got in your jacket and your pants, and give us everything. Help us do the investigation. Don't clog up my mountain box. All right, so we're going to go back and we'll carry on to the next moment with the same guy.
Hey guys, just wanted to reach out to them. Hey, guess what? I'm taking out my money. I don't know about you. You want to stay broke? Stay broke. Thank you, though. Hey guys, thank you so much for hopping on this call. I wanted to hop on this opportunity and tell you guys a little bit about somebody who's been part of our company, Mr. Larry McDaniel. Has been working very hard in this business, and we've been having a lot of issues with his cell phones. So today I actually decided to go just buy a phone for him and just go ahead and gift it to him, because DSJ has made us so much money, and we would like to give this back, an opportunity to our member. So
isn't that nice? So I've just done it again, Danny. Hold up 1 minute. So he's given a phone to a member. Now, if you didn't read between the lines, the member actually had referred a lot of business their way. So now it's probably a good investment to give this guy a phone, because he can now be one of the biggest, most prolific persons out there. I don't know. I'm assuming there's a motive behind giving somebody a free cell phone. If you're in this team, did everyone else get a free cell phone? Sorry, I actually hit the wrong button there. I'll try to use the proper pause. Hopefully we don't repeat ourselves.
This back, an opportunity to our member. So with that being said, Mr. Larry, there's a brand new iPhone for you, sir. You can log in. You can connect your SIM card to it. And this is all yours. You do not owe me anything. You don't owe me any money for it. Nothing at all. Welcome to the family, man. Keep it up. Okay, hello, everyone.
Keep it up. What is he saying keep it up to an old guy for? Just saying. All right, here we go. And these are the sales tactics these guys do. They meet you in a bar, and now they tell you, video number 3 on video number 3, they tell you their strategies. And this isn't a new strategy. I bet everyone watching this has heard this pitch before.
If this lady joins today is March 1st, 2026. She invests $1,000 and she copy pastes daily twice a day, once at 11:30 a.m. and second time at 5:30 p.m. She copy pastes twice a day and does not miss a single one for 55 days. If her account is not at $2,000, I'll pay her $1,000 cash. God first.
God first. So that's how it worked, guys. Now, why did they want her to cut and paste twice a day? You figured it out yet? Engagement. They want to control you. They want to manipulate you. They want to have your attention, every emotion that you can think of. And that's the manipulation techniques that these guys actually did. So what have we got in the chat room here? So I don't know how you felt about that. Ray, contact Danny with your... so is Morrison and Mr. Smith... Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to do. We'll go on to the next one. Remove my Facebook account, coward. Yeah, I know. They remove your Facebook account. And now they want me to verify myself on Facebook I have to hold up my passport to Facebook so that they know who I am. And the reason they're doing that is because I haven't used Facebook. I use Facebook. I log into Facebook. It saves me having to click through 5 images, and then it pops up saying you can't access anything unless you're joined. So I figured out how to join. But now, because I haven't engaged with Facebook, it wants me to upload a picture of my ID so that it will let me continue using it. And I don't do it. So it's quite a funny in a way. But anyway, so that's them. So now we did want to go through one more. This is quite funny. Right. Is it this one? I might have a way. Oh. Yeah. I just, now this is the one I want to play.
I went to watch D-Hex live. And the story about D-Hex that I heard on Bond Chat, they were saying something about don't listen to this guy named Danny because this guy Danny is a hacker. He hacks. He's hacking through stuff, and I heard that, but then I was listening to Danny's live yesterday, and I was hearing what was going on, and I'm telling you, this is the problem. This is the problem. The scam is so elaborate. It makes the sane man be convinced on something that is so extravagant. I went to.
Anyway, this is yesterday, right? So watch this out. Queen of Khan might like this one. See the figure on the screen? All right, look at it now. And look, we've gone up. We've gone up nearly 90 people in 12 hours. Like, that would never happen to a YouTuber, you know? So I'm doing something wrong or right, but hopefully I'm doing something right. So if you are watching this now, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I always wonder why YouTubers tell people to do things. It's a bit like telling you guys to cut and paste, isn't it? Cut and paste your text 3 times a day. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel 3 times a day. I've got the perfect audience now, I think. As I always say, Sadie will always clean the screen. But if you haven't subscribed and you're here, please make sure you do and you watch that number go up in real time. That's a live thing. Anyway, that was quite good, I think. So what I wouldn't mind doing is there's a guy called Hey Ed. And Hey Ed has been promoting this new thing called, what do you call it? He's called, I've got to go to the loo. Are you guys going to stay here if I go to the loo? But not in front of you, of course. But so Hey Ed has been promoting New Era. And I've heard that he's a major instigator in it, but his channel doesn't speak that way. So I'm a little bit perplexed on his content. So 8 days ago was the last thing. But funny enough, the Hey Ed videos that we watched with him were actually, it was a hidden video. Oh, I think I might have it. I'm going to actually, I don't know if I can go through it, but he was promoting, I'm actually going to find it and then we're going to watch it together. And it's a 5-minute video telling you guys that he's found a new, now what was his thing? Hey Ed. So if I go Hey Ed, this should help me. Hey Ed, E-D, E-D. Does anyone else have this? It would be quite good. I'm going to go back and get his username because I've got a cunning plan on how to find this quickly. So his username is Hey Ed. And if I get that there, I should be able to save me a bit of time. So I'm going to go back to view my history. I'm going to put his name in there, and then I'm going to scoot down here until it all loads. All right, we've got it loading. And that should be about it. And then I should be able to go, Hey Ed. No, I thought it'd be in my history. And I thought I'd be able to bypass the system. Let's have a look and see if he's there yet. Hey Ed. No. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll try going Hey Ed in here. No. Oh, no. Hey Ed. Hey Ed. Oh, I found it. I love my system. Oh, he's taking it down. Look at that. So he took down the video, but he had a 5-minute video, which was an unlisted video. And it was brilliant because it showed you how bad it was. Now, if I got this here, 4E, Christine, I'm just making sure. Scott. Hey, Scott. Scott, here it is here. Yeah, now just make sure. Unreal. So he took down this video. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to show you the thumbnail of it. And I'm going to show you some cunning shit to see if I can find it. All right? Let's see what we can do here. I'll just check out this one, make sure. No, that's gone as well. So this guy is cunning. So this was the video thumbnail. Watch me execute my first trade. And this was Hey Ed. And you've got New Era. So he must have got some hard time about this, which is absolutely friggin' crazy. Have you got... Oh, yeah, that's cool. I'm just seeing Susie. But anyway, so Hey Ed. Now, don't go out there and stop New Era. Register user code. And he's also got stuff in there. So if you know this guy, Hey Ed, because I've got some people that want to lynch him up because he's just one of those bottom feeders on the planet that needs to be stopped. But what you could do is you can actually right-click on stuff like this now, go to Google Lens, and then when you go to, and this is what me and my Avengers do, if you want to be an Avenger, this is what you do. This is open source intelligence. Now we search for that thumbnail, and we may find that thumbnail on his Facebook account, which he hasn't deleted, or some private unlisted something or other. I made $25 trading gold. And you would be blown away how many times that these type of people actually reoffend, which is absolutely hopeless. I can't believe that's gone. All right, so hope they shut down Big Net. He is in the process of making a whole new BG called BG Faith. Oh dear. All right. Anyway, we get distracted. So where are we now? We're going to go back here. We found out that Ed lost his nerve. I'm keeping an eye on Ed. It's quite good. But you know, like we've got, if you look at this list here, guys, these are YouTubers that we know are promoting these Ponzi schemes and scams. And it just goes off. Now, crypto recovery, this guy here is Rory Conacher. And Rory Conacher has been telling people that he's going to help them recover their money. He's been doing that for 4 years. He's actually managed to get quite a large, he even showed me the database once, but he blurred out everyone's email address, so I couldn't send them an email to save them. About 30,000 people together. And he's claiming that he's doing a class action lawsuit for people.
They are not going to regulate
this lawyer does not exist.
Entity.
They've got a website. We've actually sent somebody to their offices in Dubai to find out whether this lady actually exists. I did a whole blog about it, but this lady, they're now asking people to pay $250. Previously,
there is a question
they were telling people to pay $15. So lots of people pay the $15, and then they've gone back to the community claiming that they're doing a class action lawsuit, and it's just batshit wrong. We have proven that the lawyer doesn't exist. And we've sent people to it. So what I'm getting on about the crypto recovery is just watch anyone that says they can help you crypto recover. This guy was also a big promoter of Hyperverse. We are also Satoshi, VidiLook, Vinme, just all the Sam Lee stuff. And he's claiming he's going to help people get their money back. But what did he do? He built up a community and then started promoting another Ponzi scheme and scam. He built up a community and then started telling everybody they should get involved with Step. So Step don't have anything to do with them now. And it's just, do not fall victim to being re-scammed again. And that's what we're hoping. And also, I'll just give you a little bit extra here. Sam Lee has no money. Zeke from Bloomberg messaged me telling me that he had a meeting and face-to-face sit-down with Sam Lee, and he wasn't even going to do anything with Sam Lee. So Sam Lee is meant to be the beholder of $1.9 billion. And he claims that he's going to take Sam Lee to the cleaners and actually get the money back. I mean, you can't make this up. So if you're wondering where Sam Lee is, he got arrested in Dubai. And this is Sam Lee's comeback. So this is Sam Lee out of prison with a prison haircut. If you go to his shorts, you can see that Sam's living the dream. He's now doing videos in Chinese for all his viewers. So it's actually batshit crazy. But Sam Lee is trying to get himself back to be somebody. He got locked up in Dubai for 60 days, started this campaign once he got let out of prison, and now he's just a washed-up scammer.
其实啊，很简单，我们就天天晒我们的好生活，然后呢，其实啊，很简单，我们就天天晒我们的好生活，然后呢，通过这个过程，其实啊，很简单，我们就天天晒我们的好生活，然后呢，通过这个过程，别人就会想接近我们，想跟随我们。
Okay, so the other night I published a blog, and we've called it's about the Pakistani software houses. I do lots of different blogs, and you come down to the bottom of the blog and you click on there and go Bloomberg documentary. And in here, Bloomberg did a whole documentary about my chase to go after Sam Lee. And if you go in here...
You are a real piece of shit if you believe I have taken your money.
My video.
You destroyed your dreams when you stopped believing in me.
There are two sides to Sam Lee.
Hi, I'm Sam.
And he's also received alleging that promised returns were funded in what they called a pyramid and a Ponzi scheme.
So they interviewed Sam Lee.
Is it completely cuts
they interviewed
out.
victims.
So
picked right.
They used my video.
Also within the community going to CEO. He
lost
turns out about forgiven me.
Then the big guy come on.
From Hyperverse,
hey,
formerly known as 20 Weeks.
Oh, there you go. You go back to me.
A Teflon man.
You invest once, benefit forever.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure for him to be dealt with appropriately.
There he is, Sam Lee. Oh, now you find out where I live. Oh, I just got overwhelmed with sadness. I could talk about Sam Lee for 20 weeks. I see a lot of people that are drawn into these schemes. They show nice cars, nice houses, nice holidays, happy people. But I don't see happy people in these Zoom meetings. Test, 1, 2, 3. Hello, welcome. Hello, I'm Danny DeHeck, and I'm your saviour from Hyperverse. Oh dear, it literally makes me cry thinking the effort and time that I put into becoming a YouTube. If you don't know my story, go listen to the video. It's pretty cool. Oh, Richard, there we are. Oh. Here he is. Richard, there you go, mate.
Hey, bud, check the chat. The TT lady, if you can get her a live chat, she wants to explain her brother-in-law's upline is starting a spinoff.
Okay, all right. All right,
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so she can just ring me.
Okay, can you put the chat in the live for her?
What chat in the live?
A link in the YouTube chat.
She's in New Zealand, so she can just ring me.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even know you knew her.
Yeah. No, she's a good friend. She talks to me a lot. We talk every day. She's my sister. She looks after the North Island. I look after the South Island. You're right, mate. All right, thanks for that, bro. Yeah. All right.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah. So So what I'm getting at, guys, not my first rodeo. Every one of these scams or opportunities has the same sort of scenario. $1.9 billion scam, and unfortunately, no one got their money back yet, and they're now doing a wild goose chase after the wrong individual, unfortunately. So don't get hooked up in these crypto recovery things. It's not my first rodeo, and it's definitely not the scammer's first rodeo. So that's really my thing. But on the bottom of all my blogs, you will find the links to where I've been. And there's other stories to it. But there's the video up there where I did my own debunk of my own video. But 1 million people viewed that video, and then they took it offline and then put it back after removing another scammer that threatened Bloomberg. Anyway, that's a different story. Had to be there. Alrighty. Now I've got a method of my madness. Before we start the next part of it, I just want to say the databases that we have are pretty cool. Just using Sam Lee that we just talked about briefly. If you went into Sam Lee, you can actually see this was We Are All Satoshi, and in here we found the building where they make all the websites that you guys have just been using. We found everything about this company. So this building. We just found everything. And, we found millions and millions of dollars in this particular scam that never got back to people. And the only way to stop these people is literally to go after the people that promote it. Because BG Wealth Sharing didn't grow on its own merits. It grew because people... do you want to put your thing on mic? Mute there, Rich, if you can.
All right.
Yes, all right. It's distracting. But you go after the people. So what we've done now is we've gone through all these people of interest, and just, I can find people that you wouldn't believe telling you that this is they're victims. And then when we go through and look at their history, we can see that they have promoted one scam after the other. And it is actually just stupid. So don't listen to these friggin' people that tell you they're victims. They are predators, and they will come up with exit strategies. They will try to help you recover your money, and they're just bottom feeders, to be honest. Right, Tioli, are you popping up here? Where are you? So the link is actually pinned on the room, and just so you see it, the link that you can come into the live just by clicking on that join, and anybody that wants to jump up on stage is more than welcome. Anyway, so I've been contracted to do an investigation on a new opportunity, and somebody was asking me whether this opportunity here is real. And what I planned to do today was actually to produce a blog and do an investigation in real time, because I found that is a good way of doing it. So the first thing I want to do is just go through and check all the Zoom meetings that I had open to see if there's anyone running a Zoom at the moment for a bit of entertainment. And we may get somebody popping up in a few minutes, but currently I can't see anyone running a Zoom meeting telling you what to do with your money. Waiting for host to... Okay, so that's... Oh, what's that one there? We did a bit of black stuff there. Where did that go? Hold up, 1 minute. No, there, it's good. So that's great. So this is what people will tell me. They want me to investigate an opportunity like this. And this is actually what you call a crypto bank. And a crypto bank isn't something that should be calling itself a bank, because a bank in your brain has a different meaning to you when it's associated with crypto. It shouldn't be using the word bank, because banks, we know, are scrutinized, and they have to go through a whole lot of hoops, and they have to meet a whole lot of criteria to actually call themselves a bank. So when I see stuff like this, earn up to 10% cash back on purchases with your credit card. So a wee while ago, there was a lot of credit card scams out there. And one of them I mentioned yesterday was Liquid Pay. I own Liquid Pay with that, liquidpay.com, right? And the scammer that took over from Sam Lee is this guy here called Shavis Anwar. And he tried 3 times to get this video removed. He even wrote to my ISP and said I caused him to have a stroke, and alleged that there's a court case going on for $300,000 because he had a stroke, all because of me. He was interviewed by Bloomberg. He sent the same documents to Bloomberg, and they chickened out and they removed him from my video and then republished the video without him in it, because they didn't think it was worth their time doing a legal battle. In the meantime, I showed my ISP that all the legal documents were written with ChatGPT, because it still had emojis in them, and it still had brackets saying insert date here. And it was bogus, because I knew the guy was a scammer. So he's tried to do all sorts of things to shut me up. But this guy has produced a credit card. And you can buy the credit card at $1,000. And if Richard on the phone here decides to sell it to me, he would get $550 of the money. They would get the $450. They would give him a card. And theoretically, it's a prepaid card. If you load your crypto into it, then you can use it like a credit card at the shop. And to get a license to do this costs around about $30,000. So there's a lot of scams out there that get a white labeled card, go to a bank or some merchant that allows them to do it, and they put their own name on it. So when I see another one like this, and I see earn up to 10% cash back, this is all incentives. And to me, I'm just looking at this first glance and I go, this is just another scam. So what did I do? First thing I do is I go to my database, and I go into here, and I create a new Ponzi scheme and scam. And I go through and I find their website address, their email address, so I can do a write a reply, their Instagram account. And I look, first of all, looking at Instagram, you look at this and you think, now, is this legit? And what do I see here? I see people, what I found was these sort of photos, dime a dozen. Anything that's a scam, there's always 3 guys talking on a mic, looking official, and they all have their names. We've got co-founder, marketing director, chief operating officer, chief network development officer. Everyone gets these amazing names, and they're on Zoom meetings. So the first thing I do is try to find a Zoom meeting link, and I monitor it, and I try to go in there and just listen, just in case it's not a scam. So now I come in here, I go to my bookmarks, I go down to active, I go to the bottom, and there we are. Next minute, here we are sitting in here waiting for their Zoom to go live. Ted's going to be the man today. And there we are waiting for the host webinar. Great. I've got better things to do in my time, but just in case, I'll wait. Next thing I do is I go into PDFs, and for some reason, those friggin' PDFs aren't in there anymore. Where did they go? PDFs. I downloaded them before I did this. It's hard to be prepared. Now, remember, I'm doing this live. So now I'm going to go through and find my friggin' PDFs, which seems to have disappeared. How embarrassing. Okay, so I think I'll put them in the rubbish bin. So let's just get them out of the rubbish bin. I decided I'd do a bit of housekeeping and delete my rubbish bin. So 1 minute, please, caller. I might have to download them again. It won't take a second if I do. Just it would be easier if they were right there in front of me, because I put them there. Oh, I think I know what I did. Yeah, okay, well, let's download them again. So what they've done is you go to their whatever that it's called. So you go to their links, their Google Drive, and this is for their marketing team. And you go in here and you look for the one that says English, and open it up. And here's a PDF all about. So now I've downloaded that again. It's probably going to come up. And that will download. And then I go back and I open up the next one. And I sit here and now there it is. And now I'm going to download this one. I've got that downloaded. That's downloaded. So now I go back here, and to future-proof myself, I'm going to actually save them. Oh, not there. I'm going to save them in my download folder. And would you believe I found them after all that? Okay, so now I'm going to drag them onto my desktop in my program Millernote, and that will copy over there. And I'll go into here, and I'll copy over here. So because I do this a lot, I'm now going to get those two folders, and I'm going to drop them into PDFs. Now, that might be all roundabouty stuff. Now I'm going to make them preview, and I'm going to make that one preview, and I swear I did this before. But anyway, okay. So now I have two PDFs about this company and how wonderful they are in English. So now I'm going to double click on them, and I'm going to have a look at their marketing stuff. Remember, we're doing an investigation here together. I'll get rid of this in a second. And right, 5 minutes. I have to depart. Thank you for everyone. All right, Susie, you're awesome. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate you. And I'm looking through, welcome to the cutting edge of banking evolution. Okay, so this is a credit card, not a bank. For a start, I don't see a bank account. I do have Wises, and I think that's great. But that isn't a bank. There's a credit card, it does provide you a bank account number though. Anyway, I don't know about it, but I have more faith in Wises than I do about this company. Traditional banks, so they use scare tactics. Traditional banks' advantages and disadvantages. So they're telling you to get involved in a crypto bank. Red flag straight away. When they have to bag the opposition on a PDF, it's a load of rubbish. Online banks, Access, blah, blah, blah. We all have online banks now. No one has to go to the bank to do their banking. Crypto banks, advantages. So they're trying to put the blinkers on, and they're trying to manipulate your thinking into a certain way. So as long as you like the person doing the presentation, you could believe what they're telling you. The financial world is experiencing a revolution shift. Okay, so they're telling you this is the way it's going now. So all this stuff we've seen before. It's just another day in the office. They've even got FPOS machines. Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. No, I'm not even saying this is a scam yet. I'm investigating, remember? I can't just draw a conclusion today. And, oh, look, it's got crypto wallet. So I assume you can plug in your crypto wallet and you're way laughing. Key advantages, key features, right? Insurance costs $33 annual, $66, $99, $249. Now, straight away, I'm thinking, there you go, a monthly fee, a subscription, perhaps. Don't know. Commission for USD top up, 3%. And the bigger the card you got, because the card they want you to buy is 250 USD. Okay, commission for transactions, 1.5, which is very low, and 1.7, which is incredibly. So maybe they're trying to set up a credit card so that they survive on commissions. I don't know what their money strategy is. But I'm reading this at the moment, looking at this going, oh, here's another credit card scam. And then this part here got me. And this is the part where the multi-level marketers go, oh, this is good because I can market it and I can get money for marketing it. I don't even have to know about the product or care about the product. So we've got levels, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 levels. Oh, that's great. Legacy volume. Anyone that uses legacy, VIB comes to mind. Volume, 150, whatever that means. Earn up to 100% of the legendary volume depending on your rank. Now, why do we have to have ranks with a crypto bank? So now this is all becoming multi-level marketing. So I could sit here and read this and I could make an informed decision. This particular company could have been doing this for years. They could have been doing this, the credit card scam, fraud, whatever thing for years. And every time they write a PDF, they get better and better trying to get you to think this is true and genuine and it looks legit. If it looks legit, they've done their job. And you just blindly trust what you read because you would like to make your own informed decision. And that's where you're going to fall over on your face and realize you've been scammed. Do not trust what you think when you look at something. You've got to use the facts. You've got to do the research. So I keep going down here, monthly passive. This is the first time I've looked at this, by the way. I didn't get past the first 2 pages. And I'm going to show you how you can protect yourself. Unlock traditional rewards with A Neo card. What is a friggin' Neo card? No idea, but we've got PDF 2 for that. That's another level for the people that are already in. All right, so I'm going through planned OS and Android apps. Now, I went back to my mate here. He couldn't get inside the Apple App Store originally, and I'm saying, well, he won't be able to get his app in the App Store. Ha, 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 ha. He got featured by Bloomberg, and they talked about his 9Pay. Once he was in Bloomberg, he rebranded 9Pay credit card to Liquid Pay. So, and then he created an independent company called Miranda. And Miranda looked like a corporation. It was just a website. But then he put submitted the app through Miranda Limited. Nothing to do with his other company with all the multi-level marketing. And he managed to get his app inside the App Store. He thinks he's a friggin' hero. And then he even got to be given Entrepreneur of the Year award for Entrepreneurial magazine in UAE. And if you go to his website, you can read about how wonderful he is. So, okay, so we're going back to wherever I am here. No, I've got the wrong one there. I'm just going to shut that one down so I don't have a problem. So what I'm getting at is this one here is funny because they're telling you that they are planned to be in the Apple App Store. And previously, we have come along here and said they'll never get in there, and then we find they do. So what these companies do is they are getting cleverer. Oh, that's their website. I wonder why that was funny. Where's the friggin' website I just had? Ah, there it is. Planned OS apps. So they're planning it, but they haven't figured out a way of doing it yet. We've found, I think we're up to 6 companies that have actually managed to get their app inside the Apple App Store. Everybody can get their app inside the Google Play Store. You can actually download 100 fraudulent wallets in the Google Play Store. They don't care. Okay, but anyway, so we go here and we read about their future hopes. And then you come down here and you read about neobank marketing to scale. Now, I've actually read enough by this stage where I don't actually need to read any more. And my Avengers are pretty much the same. So that's cool. Now, I didn't even open this one, but I've assumed this is another presentation. Non-custodial trading agents. Nero's is an next generation trading product developed within. Now, this, to me, all of a sudden, Canadian. Oh, this is Canadian. Now, Canadians, I think Queen of Karma should take this one on, but this company doesn't even interest me. So how do I know that this company is legit or not? I'm just reading through here. These are flash PDFs. It's me and them. It's a game of war. It's them trying to sell something to me that they're trying to say it's legit. They're telling you it's got everything you want. It's just the way of the future. I like the concept. I like the idea of hoverboards, but the reality is hoverboards only worked in Back to the Future. But I like the concept, and there we go. 30% commission if you get to the top. 5% if you're just a casual version. To get to the top, you'll never get there. And before you know it, now you're giving away, it looks like 50%. We are launching a new type of bonus in the, I can't even say the word, Aurum eco-structure. Where do they come up with these names? Let's have a listen to the name.
Nero,
Aurum and Neuro. Okay, so I'm going, okay, all right, I'll play this silly game. So there's 2 PDFs, which basically are, so what do I do? I think to myself, oh, well, let's just see if I can make my life easier. So I basically get their name, and then I go off to my best friend's website, and I just go in there, and I search for it. And I go, I go, great. He's got 3 articles. So I go 1, 2, 3. And I open those up and I look at that and I think, is that the same one? It is. Now, Oz, so I could sit here and read it, but knowing that Oz hasn't got it wrong so many times, and the first thing I know Oz is going to say is they don't have any way of proving who they are. They're going to say, what's he going to say? Looking back office, it's got it's got Russian characters. Well, that explains why they've got. If you go to here, we've got Russian, Spanish, German, Polish, English, Portuguese, Vietnamese. So that's all the different PDFs that you could download. So they're going worldwide, these guys. And then if you go to this one, they've even got Indonesia, Arabic, Italiano, Vietnamese, German, Polish, all the languages you'd ever think of are all in their pitch deck. Right, now we go back here. Oops, no, we're not there. We're back on there. So we're so now we can see Russian characters in their code, which is funny. But normally what he does say, they fail to provide proof of whoever they are. But anyway, I can go through here. So I'm going to leave them open. And then also that was published on April the 24th, 2026. And, same shit, different day for Danny. And I don't need it. Okay, so that's enough for me. So we started on January the 27th, and we've now got up to September the 15th. So I don't know what order that is. It's September the 15th. So this one here is April 26th. So April was the most recent one. So I'm going to drag that over there. I'm going to just go back 3 high. I'm not going to bother going through any other articles. I don't need them because he's already got a... Right, so I've got 3 articles from behind AM to refer to. Now I go to my baby. Now I go to Linktree, and that's where I got the download links. You can see all those download links to everything you want to know about this company. And this might look like it's easy peasy, but look, this company will probably send me a legal letter. They'll probably come after me. They'll probably tell me I don't know what I'm doing. They've got more money than I have, and they'll try to shut me down, and I have to defend myself. So it's all very well, Danny, getting out here and publicising that, but they'll do it so that they're showing how strong they are, and it's happened. I had 7 lawsuits last year. So should I go after them, or should I just keep my mouth shut? Let's go after them. Like, what I do now is I open up my best friend. My best friend at the moment is ChatGPT. Right, I go to ChatGPT, and I've already got a folder in here, and it's called Ponzi Schemes and Scams. So I've got a folder in here called Scamdemic New. And what I did is I put the first PDF into ChatGPT, and I said, could you please highlight the red flags in this presentation? I'm considering exposing this company for running a Ponzi scheme. So it comes through here and it yells out, the first thing it's going to say, it appears to be running through Telegram. Does any bank use anonymous chat platforms to communicate with you? One of the biggest red flags. And it goes through and it breaks down 0 risk earning claims. There's no risk in any investment that's 0. So, passive income language. Are they providing a credit card or a recruitment opportunity where you can make a passive income? Recruitment-based rewards. Ranked-based. These days, honestly, I don't even read this crap anymore. And then I got carried away, and as I said, I found the second. So there's all this stuff that we've mentioned here. Products keeps changing shape. Everything you can ever think of. Then I found the second PDF, and I chucked that into ChatGPT and said, I haven't read this, but it's associated with the same company. And then it comes back and it says, yes, it is associated with the main company. Blah, 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 blah. Read. I don't need to read. And now I come down here and I go, look, I think we need to do a blog about this company. These 2 PDFs basically cover everything. I will include them in the blog that people can open them and read them for themselves. But I've decided that I'm going to do a blog. But before I do the blog, I want to include 3 articles from behind MLM. And if we use that information in the blog, make sure you give a tip of the hat to Oz. Right, so I don't use this content. So now we come back here without saying behind MLM. So we go behind MLM, and there's, somebody's home. All right, so now what I do is I come in along here and I grab the first one, and I basically go to the bottom. I don't read it. That'd be too easy. And I might even take the comments. I'll just take everything because there's been a whole discussion and there's a whole lot of reasoning here. So, right, and then we just go all the way to the top. Boom, copy. First one, copy, back, paste. Comes up like that these days. So I go back to that one I've got and I grab that URL and I shut it. Boom. All right. And then I go paste. All right. And now I go back here and I go back to the next article. And I go to the bottom of that one and I go all the way from
Danny.
Oh, hello. Yes, Rich.
Danny, can you put the live link again for
it's there,
please?
It's not working. She struggles a wee bit with technology. It's in there twice, Richard. Oh, hello. There we go. She's got it now. All right. So, okay. So I'm going to, while we're listening to T only, we're going to carry on doing this in the background. But anyway, she's figured it out now, Rich. T only, you've figured it out. Look at that. You're in your car. You're on the way to work, aren't you? Now she's trying to find the
Hi,
mute button.
everybody.
There she
I
is.
figured it out
You did.
to be alive.
So Tioni is in the North Island and I'm in the South Island.
I
And
turn on
she's
some lights so you can all see me. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
actually working, but happy
Yes.
Mother's Day, everybody.
Is it Mother's Day? Oops. Oh, I don't have any kids that I know of, so I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. How
Hi,
can we help you?
scammers.
Yeah, hi scammers. I think they're watching. They might not be. I'm showing people how I do an online investigation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep up the good job.
It's nice to see you here. Now,
You
thank
have
you
to
for
get those Tongan soon people.
we just told people before that you gave us some flowers, so thank you very much. We actually got
Oh, you're welcome.
somebody's, I won't say who, but somebody come around today and bought more flowers. So they got 2 lots of flowers, but I think I got the
Oh,
credit.
because I made a complaint.
No, you no, don't say anything that will incriminate anyone in my household. But we haven't. No, the other flowers come from another individual, completely different.
Oh, okay. Well, you're going to get
Mother's
another
Day.
lot of flowers.
Are we?
Coming up.
Oh, right. Oh, good on you. We're a laugh.
We don't want
Yeah.
people to start scamming flowers, do we?
Yeah, no, that would be pretty chronic, really. Hey, I'm just going to.
Anyway.
Yep.
Just glad I got into your live.
Well, now you can. We'll do a proper interview because the people who don't know you, like we talk every day, and it's just like my Avengers aren't always on my show, and the intel I get, comes from lots of different people, and we've got a lot of unspoken heroes here. But I have shown you a video of Tioni actually trying to stop people with Validus,
Fiona Brown, Swiftwave.
Yeah. So
Professor John Williams.
Yeah,
There's no such professor. It's another Professor Stephen.
Yeah, well, there's multiple scams out there, and they're in New Zealand, but some of them try to hold live events. And Tioni is the lady who goes there and stands and protests in person, and that takes balls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go, Tonga. Say no to scam.
Yeah.
Opatu.
You're awesome. All right, I better carry on. I'm doing a bust.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, mate. See ya. You're awesome. Thank you. Really nice to have you on here for the first time in the video. So if you've been watching what I've been doing here, this is quite complicated, but we need to do a blog about this company. Once you have processed this information, I will give you a command. All right, so I've got all I've done. Oh, that's what else. Also a command. Oh, all right. So now I need to do one other thing that I don't do. So every time I kind of go through the same sort of process. So I've got 2 PDFs, which basically is their own sword. And all I'm doing is highlighting the red flags about this company. Now, there is individuals that are promoting this company, and I could do a deep dive with them. But knowing Oz, he would have already named the people behind the company. He would have already figured out who's theoretically the CEO and the COO and the POO and the URO and the UFO and all those weird people like Stephen Beard. All right. So I don't have to do too much. Okay. Once you have processed this, I'll give you information. I will give you the pages of their website. And then after that, we will create a blog. So, people might criticize me. I'm dyslexic. I've got a reading level of 9-year-old and all this sort of stuff. Left school at the age of 14. So I'm not a scholar with words. But the use of technology, I can do my own investigation, and you can too. So now we've got 3 articles from Oz. I've already put information from the PDFs, and I don't need a hell of a lot, but there is a few other bits of information. So first of all, let's chuck that all into whatever it's called, into ChatGPT. And while that's trying to process stuff and reading all the documents and trying to make itself look intelligent, which it is, I'm now going to find the website. And the first thing I'm going to do is go to the homepage, which I'm already at. I'm just going to go select A because you guys know how to cut and paste. Now I go copy here and I go paste. This is from the website. And I'm going to use the shift key a couple of times and press enter at the same time. And I'm going to go to the website. All right, website, and I put the website in there. Now, any good website developer should have made that come up with www. So now we're going to go through everything here. And the first thing we're going to do is look at the About Us page. Now, this is just a one-page website. I don't know about you guys, but does your bank have a one-page website? Now we click on the card. Once again, it's a one-page website. So we don't need, now we can go earn. Oh, we're still a one-page website. Now we can go network. And we're going to say it again, but we're still a one-page website. Now we go business, and we're a one-page website. Anyone that has a one-page website, not a good look. Now, remember I showed you the one-page website that they use for the JS Exchange? Cool. So now we come down to the important stuff, their social media, their promotion arm, and they've even got an email address, which is great because I'll ask them to write a reply, right? So I'm going to go terms and conditions, privacy, and also anti-AML KYC policy. All right, so this is going to be great. And then risk warning. How many banks do you sign up with that have a risk warning? Anyway, let's click on that. And I could go to their Twitter, Instagram, and all that, but I haven't got all day long. But this one-page website has now taken me off to downloadable documents. So I come back here. I've got my one-page website text in there. I now go back to my download section, and I've got, I'm just having a look at them offline, data protection policy. These are all written with ChatGPT. It's not rocket science. So now what I do is I come along here, and I just drag those into here. So here's all their documents, which are meant to be all the important stuff. Now, if you go to a real website, a real bank, do you get PDF downloads for documents to give you peace of mind? And I'm not even going to bring those documents up, but you can go to that website and have a look yourself. So what I'm going to do is you can go along that website and you need to tell me in the chat room whether you believe this is a genuine bank or an opportunity that you would invest in. So now I've done everything. So now what I do is I go, I put that into ChatGPT. Now the whole process is, it can take me about 3 hours to write a blog, and I probably won't bother. But what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to future-proof myself. We're going to take some screenshots. So we're going to just take some screenshots about the credit card. Boom. We're going to have a look at anything else that may look good in the picture. Maybe here they are with a picture on their website, Apple Pay and Google Pay, like it's happening. And if you read their fine print, they haven't got that set up yet, but they want your money in the first place. So it's coming soon. What else we got here? All right. And if I got clever enough, I'm just going to just make my life easier. Going to grab these images. And then that's enough. Oh, Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Oh, I think it's the Lisa I know. No, it's not. Anyway, hello, Lisa. Hello, how you doing? Oh, look at this. We started a riot.
I love that I found you. I found you before I joined BG, and I had 50-50 doubts going in. But my friend, of course, our friends that I've known for a year, she, after 6 months, I said, well, I'll put in 500. Let's just see what happens. It's not going to break me. I have a job. I have a great job. So I thought, what's the harm? Let's try it. And then I put another 500 in, and I said, that's it. No more. And so then I just waited. I said, okay, when it doubles, that's when you're supposed to withdraw. So I was waiting for it to double, right? And I started January 25th. It's just been 3 months, and all of a sudden the collapse hits. And I'm like, when I told her about you and everything online is negative about BG. You can't find anything positive. The only thing positive you find is within their groups and their little private groups. We know that through you.
That's exactly what I tell people. You're awesome. That's great.
You just confirmed everything that I already knew in my head, but for some reason, logic seems to evade us when we are kind of lured into this weirdness. And I'm not anyone who's ever traded before. So I'm a newbie at everything.
You still aren't. You haven't traded yet.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And then when this happened, I said, I told you. What's wrong with you people? And I sent all your information, and then the Hawaii thing. And I was just like, you're kidding me. And there's a few people online too that are like, don't do it.
Yeah.
One guy even wrote a song about it, and he said, I told you so. It's so weird. It's just so weird.
Oh, look, I'm going to show you this in. Look, when you said
I can't believe this exists, Danny. I can't believe this exists. I'm not like you where, I've never had to face this in my life. I'm 61, born and raised in Los Angeles. This is the first time I've been affected by something like this. So I feel like my hedge of protection has been taken off, but it's back on now because of you. So thank you.
Awesome. Oh, that's awesome, man. Hey, we did actually create a song. Have a listen to this. Did you hear this the other day?
Met a guy never seen, said, bro, this thing's legit.
That's a new one. I didn't hear that one before.
I'm depositing, yeah, I fell for it.
That's me.
Oh,
they said, watch the numbers grow, you'll be doubling in no time. But I can't find the exchange, guess I'll trust the online.
Yeah, so we've gone to town on this one. Some of them are just too much fun to leave alone, and unfortunately,
the link online is on Instagram, and it's a guy, and he said, "Hey, I got to come online. I got to tell you, don't mess with my family. Don't come into my neighborhood." And then he wrote a song saying, "I told you so." When everything came down just recently.
No way. Yeah, so he's eating the words.
I'm just wondering, Danny, what I don't understand is I'm like, when is it going to hit mainstream media? So all of a sudden, this Hawaii thing popped up.
The Hawaii thing happened for a reason. You asking the good questions. Everyone wants the cops and robbers to come running in right now, and I'll tell you exactly why they don't. And that's because if it's not in the courtroom, the media will not publish it. Because I went to America from New Zealand, and I rang up 10 media agencies, got appointments with 3 of them, got interviewed on camera, and then they did their own investigation from the ground up. And then they said, have you got any court documents? And I said, yes, we do. We have 3 civil court cases. And then they looked at them and said, these are just squabbles with individuals, and we can't report on this. But then somebody, a couple of days later, submitted a federal court case. And I was still in America at that time. And I did a whole, and then they started reporting on it. But they never mentioned me. And I was the guy that I'm not saying they should have. Well, I am saying they should have, but they gave me, I basically. But the thing is, there was a court case about me in the courtroom. It was on the company was coming after me legally, so they could have used that, but they still didn't. They're just chickens, and they won't do anything. So when the Hawaii one came out, that was because the courts had gone after the promoters, and they had a court document. And if you look at the advert, they watch them playing it again in the media, you actually see them put those court documents. So that means they're covering their ass. They're too scared they're going to get sued.
They're so fast at doing this. And they've already switched, like I mentioned, they switched to another platform for trading, and you have to join it, and you have to pay $200 to get in, which is like, first you want 12%, and I'm like, no. Then you want to switch us over to another site and go into a new exchange. I'm like, have y'all lost your mind?
So the $200 one, is that a new era?
Yeah, you have to, there's a link, go to Telegram. They got you in Telegram now. So so they claim Bond Chat is fake and hacked by whoever, Chinese, whatever. And the other one, Telegram, is the real one. And both of them are saying that both of them are not the real one. Telegram with Steven and Bond Chat with Steven are both saying that they're not the right one. So just so you know, I did remove myself from Bond Chat when you just said, but before that, I go in and play devil's advocate, and I go at private message like, hey, did you know this is going on? And then I go to the other one. You can't even message anyone in Telegram, by the way. You cannot message. You can't, but in Bond Chat you could. So it's like, okay, this is weird. The whole thing's weird, and you have to take a picture because some people can screenshot and some people can't in Bond Chat. I ask questions, I don't get answers. The groups are branched off into, like, the lady that's in charge of my group, the team manager. She has 60 people under her. So in private messenger on your phone, and I have Samsung, I'm an Android. So she has to do, you can't have more than 20 in a group. So she has 20, 40, 60 in 3 different groups. And then I have her private. And then I've got her upline, which opened the office in Torrance, which I did remove the address from your site because you said to. But I have all that information. I have all their phone numbers and everything. And they also had another private messenger on Facebook. And that was just a special group with all of her friends. A lot of them are Filipino, you know, and they got like over 400 people on there. The minute this happened and I started asking questions, and the things that I said were, you know, I make my own decisions and I don't blame anyone. I don't blame anyone for this. I blame myself. I take responsibility and accountability for myself and my mistakes, but I'm not going to let anybody control what my decisions are. And they blocked me like a hot potato. And when I brought it to her attention outside of that chat, she told me, you know, I don't know. And I said, well, I never got back on. And today, I was going to go, I meet her. I know her very well. Okay. She's a caregiver. I've known her for over a year. She has a great family too. Daughters. They're good people. So I don't know I knew how they got trapped in it, but she's like level 4. So she's really trapped in it. And then it's so much confusion for her. It's so hard to get out when you're that high. When you're low like me, it's a lot easier. It's like, no, you know, I didn't get sucked into the money trap. I'm not greedy. And I didn't withdraw money where now I don't want to lose those imaginary assets. Hold on one second. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Facebook
sorry. Sorry, I'll whisper. So today I was supposed to go meet her, and I said, let's just meet like we normally meet. We go to a little restaurant, and we do everything on our phone. And I want to start the withdrawal process, and then I want to close the account. And she goes, okay. But today she flipped it. She said, I'm at the office, and I have people coming in that are going to pay the 12%. I said, what are you talking about? You told me just 2 weeks ago that you told everybody in your group do not pay it, and they're listening to you, right? No, they're not.
My God.
And I said, wait a minute.
Have they got, so who's running it? Because I did a video about a guy that was telling everyone to do the 12%, and he was adamant about it just the other day. That was the guy.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That was very interesting. I watched the whole thing. I watched the whole thing.
And did you see that I talked to him after that? Now he's realized it's a scam. So I did this thing yesterday. And we actually, I found myself in his Zoom meeting. And then I started chatting to him. It was real stupid. I have to show you.
No, they don't work for people.
And we had a 2-hour conversation.
Funny. Most people.
Now he realizes it's a scam, and he shouldn't have been promoting it. It's a strange thing. Oh, where's my thingy gone?
It doesn't take much to understand that it's a scam.
No, I don't know why everything's falling apart today, but
it doesn't take that much to really understand
TV remotes. No, well, I do.
The longer you're in it, the more brainwashed you are. So it becomes almost impossible. It's really hard to break those
in my
things.
Yeah, my target audience. I'm trying to shut myself up here. It's not easy sometimes. I talk too much. Well, this guy's promoting it, and he's also sitting there telling everyone that he had it all sussed, which was really strange. But the fun part for me was when I first met the guy. This is me at the very start. G'day, mate. How you doing? And we're just sitting there having a drink like two guys at the bar.
I think that was a different guy. There was another guy that you interviewed. He was the lead over a whole bunch of people, and he was answering questions.
And yeah, that's right. You're right. Yeah, but this guy was also doing it. And I just sat there for 2 hours and talked to him. But at the end of it, he was pretty cool because he realized it was this guy here, I think. The Bo Peep. I call it Bo Peep. This lady here. And they were quite happy that we were theoretically, but that's the lady with Mickey Mouse bow in her hair. Where was it? Cornelius Jones, Intel. And when did we get her? Where did we get her? She was, here's Bo Peep.
I can see it better when I turn my phone. So I don't know if you could still see me.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. But this is the lady here.
So if there's anybody who wants to add 12% to their balance, if that's meaningful and valuable to you, you have until May 9th, okay? So I'm going to leave it at that.
So basically he said you're on your own, but I'm doing it, you should do it too, but don't follow my leadership. And it was like...
in the beginning.
Yeah, and this was 2 days. Well, this video is 1 day ago.
Right.
And then I'm sitting here listening to these guys and going, what the hell are you doing? And it's the FBI theoretically at that time had shut down the website. The $41 million had been seized by the blockchain experts that we know. And they're still telling people to put them in. You think, well, where's the money going?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Danny.
Whoa.
When you went into Dr. E's Zoom, you were, getting prepped for the audio, and what he was saying to whoever was in that Zoom, he was saying, don't worry about the 12%. And I don't know if you caught that, but when I went back to listen to the live, I caught that. And then he completely switched up his whole, modus operandi. So I was going to try to clip it, but I didn't get to it. I think that's what you're talking to the Lisa gal about right now.
Right.
Dr. E, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah. Well, I'm mixed up because I'm actually a bit like the reindeer in the headlights of this one because it's been working so fast. Even I can't keep up with it and I do this for work,
Yeah. But it's awesome that people are coming on live. The people in the chat right now.
Yeah.
If we were chatting about you having information, if you have, like the thing that's coming up and whatnot, please join Danny on the stage so we can, expose it. If you have an upline you want to expose, come on live right now. The best opportunity, is at your hands right now.
Yeah.
So
we have a great team of people behind us, don't we, Rich? Richard's been with me. I met Richard face to face when I went to America. It was friggin' amazing. But we've known each other for 3 or 4 years. And it's just been.
Let me get her last name. So the lady that I know, and I've known for a year before, and I waited 6 months before I actually did this because, I just wasn't sure. And I thought, well, I'll just try. But that was 6 months after. Anyway, with doubts, her name's Florida, but I have to look at the name on Facebook Messenger because I call her Floor, and now I found out her name's Florida. And then can I switch to the page to look for her last name? Or can I just?
I don't know. If you cut it off, you can just bring back. But
I don't want to move it.
Yeah, probably better if you like anybody watching right now. We've got a amazing chat room. What we don't normally do, by the way, guys, we don't normally set up a WhatsApp group, and it is a vulnerable place to send people who have been scammed because there's people out there that will try telling you wonderful weird things. Mm-hmm. But BG Wealth Sharing is I'll actually pin it. But that's a group where we've got Zara in there. And also Crypto G is available, which is our crypto junkie guy. And we want people's wallets, how they paid for it. We want to follow the money. So what I'm getting at is that group there, you can actually find a group chat where you can chat to me because it's getting stupid what I'm doing at the moment. But it's really good because we're getting intel and we're actually creating awareness, and that's what we're all about. So if you can call something out a scam, it's like this one that I'm working on at the moment, just trying to show you guys how we research stuff. We don't sit here and ring up people and try to verify people. We use technology now, and we're open source intelligence. So we will go to people's LinkedIn, Instagrams, Facebooks, friends' accounts, wives, child's, dogs, groomer, whatever we can find. And then we use your phone number. And with your phone number, I can just about find out anything I want about most people. Then we get your home address. Wow. We find out what you do for work, whatever it is. And then we find your associates. And, honestly, some of my Avengers, there's one I won't name, will go down a rabbit hole and then stick their head up and go, I found them. And we'll go, no way. And then I found out this about them. They used to be connected to such and such. And you can, they know each other. And then we've got pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that just make the pictures really clear. And that's why we keep on going really hard at these promoters, because it's not their first rodeo. They paint themselves as a first rodeo, but they haven't been doing this the first time.
Well, when you Google it, it's not there. Google says, and then they tell you, this is what they tell you. Everything online, don't listen to it. It's third-party information. And they're just trying to compete with us and take our business away. And the uplines and the managers are told to say this. So whatever they're being told, it's spewing back out. And in the beginning, they're so helpful. But then when something like this happens, they say, oh, well, you knew there was a risk. I said, wait a minute. This is what you told me about the risk. You said the only way you will have a risk, this is what they say. The only way you have a risk, you probably already heard this a million times, but the only way you have a risk is when the code fails and then they give you a recovery code and you really don't lose anything. And now they're saying, well, there's a risk. I'm like, no, I don't know the risk because you never told me that. What are you talking about? Don't you remember what you told me? I remember everything that you said. You said copy and paste everything and write it down and there's a booklet. I said, come on. So I said, you got to stop telling me what they're telling you to tell me. And you got to think on your own. Can you just wake up for a moment? They can't wake up. They want to stay in this illusionary world because they think that they have a lot of money that they're going to get if they stay in it. And it's really sad because they've gotten money. She got money. Okay. She took out she was happy. I got 10,000. I got another 10,000. I sat down with her family, her daughters, her husband. One lady is stuck in Kenya. She had a withdrawal of 5,000 sent to her because of the war, and she couldn't get back. And then she tried to get more, and she couldn't because of the collapse. And then I don't know. And so now she's stuck over there. At least I don't have any food. I got to get home. I said, well, talk to these upline people who made all this money and have them send you $1,200 for a ticket, because I'm not spending a dime on any of this anymore. And I said, I've given you all the information. Read it. You have to educate yourself, and you have to do research. What is in people's head that they can't even do that? Something so simple. But they can put
you're
their
so much on
hard-earned
the
money.
I can't believe you actually
This is
got
their
done with this.
money.
Well,
It's
the
like my
thing is,
phone.
if I was going to study anything, it would be psychology, because I fascinate how this actually works. It's like going to a hypnotist event and they hypnotize everyone in the audience. It is literally like these people are so hell-bent in believing their financial freedom that I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, right? And I got kicked out of it when I was 23. But we used to believe everything the elders and the ministerial servants told us on the stage. And and if we went to a dairy and the guy told us that your religion's wrong, we would think, well, we tried to save you. And we'd have an argument with an answer for everything. We used to study 5 hours a week on how to answer people. So if I knocked on somebody's door and they go, I'm not interested, I would say, are you not interested in Jehovah's Witnesses, or are you not interested in religion? And they would go, religion. And you'd go, I can understand that, because religion's responsible for a lot of the mayhem that's going on in the world at the moment. Wouldn't you agree? And before they know it, half an hour later, they'll be still talking to us, thinking, how come this guy's still in my door? But we learned to overcome all the obstacles, and people go, aren't you curious about how the world was made? And I don't believe in a God. And then you come up with another, and it would be like, if they say this, you say that. And then it goes off to, if they say this, you say that, you say that. And in your head, you're brainwashed. And it doesn't matter. So that we were told that everybody on the earth was going to be destroyed and I was going to live on a paradise earth. So now people are told that if they invest in these opportunities, this is their way to financial freedom, passive income.
Right.
And if you recruit other people, you're helping them. And they go around helping people. And now they're victims. Right. The guy holding up $24,000 today is saying that he twisted his words when he was videoing himself and accidentally published the video. But I said, but you said that you were withdrawing $20,000 to $18,000 per day. Now that's ridiculous money. That's $600,000, $500,000 a month. No one in their right mind would believe that, but he said that. Now we're saying, so people don't question people.
Two things you mentioned. So the cult light thing, we already know what happened to the cult. Was it in Texas? The guy that was running this thing, right? And he had everybody under his thumb. You wonder, how does that happen? It's just like this. And then, yes, he did lead them to death. So yes, these people can be led to death also, whether it's suicide or whatever. They are so wrapped up into it that they can't let go, and they will follow it wherever it goes. If it takes them to their death, just like those poor people that drank the poison. So, that has crossed my mind. You talked about that in your last live. I don't know when it was, but that's when I first came on. You talked about people who these people, if they lose everything, and if that's all the little bit, even if they didn't have very much and they put a little bit in, there are people that's devastating to them, and they will do anything to try and get it back. And they might even try and borrow to put in more to believe that they're going to, and that will lead to total depression and suicidal tendencies. And I thought of that right away. So you mentioned that, and you're spot on with that. That's the really scary part, that so many people could be hurting in that respect.
What one scam, 11 people. Just one scam, 11 people died by suicide.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, wow. And I got asked once by the media, because in Jehovah's Witnesses, a lot of people die by suicide. And a big reporter here in New Zealand interviewed me once. And she said, did you have a number of how many people have died by suicide that were involved with the Jehovah's Witness religion? And I said, dead people don't speak. And she said, what do you mean? I said, no, because as soon as you get kicked out of the religion, you're shunned. So no one's going to talk to you anyway.
Right.
And then you've lost everything. You've lost your family. I lost my business. I lost my family. I lost, what did I lose? My family. I had to move out of my house. I had to basically start over with nothing at the age of 23. And I grew up in the religion, right? So I'm thinking, oh, well, okay, I'm going to start over. I'm the king of starting over. At the age of 40, I got divorced and I got sick and I nearly died and I had to start over. It's just like another day in the office for Danny.
Wow.
But it's like I'm not a victim. I now see things, and I'm fearless when it comes to exposing these guys. And it's fun. And in the last big scam I busted, 2,000 people got scammed. One person took their life so far that we know of, and CoffeeZilla is about to do a video. It's going to drop any time now, Coffee, and he said he rang up 100 people, and none of them wanted to talk about it. Because they were too embarrassed, ashamed, and there's 2,000 people. Only 350 people have filed a proof of claim. The minimum investment was $100,000.
Wow.
So people have lost big money, but only, say 400, 20% of people are going to go after the hope of getting some of their money back. Most people think they've lost it and it's gone. Other people, like I say, the biggest thing is embarrassment and privacy. These are all professionals. They feel dumb, stupid. And they're all,
They feel guilty. I figure the only way I'll get my little bit of principal back and I'll give them the, whatever interest, I would be through them and their own pocketbook out of guilt. That's it.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
I'm hoping
and I'm a
that,
victim too.
they have friends that have a lot of money, a lot more than I do. So if all of them are feeling guilty, what's $1,500 to them, right? So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. It's like, and like the guys, like that lady, Gaga, whatever, I call her Gaga, but she's claimed that she can't afford to take out her money and pay the 12%. And then I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but I wouldn't be surprised, but she's got $3 million tied up in it.
Yeah. So can you imagine?
She's got to come out with $360,000 to get her money out, And then you've got other people. Yo, go Rich.
You ask my upline really quick. You ask my upline. Okay, let's say there's 600,000 people in this, and they all have $10,000 in this BG exchange. Well, you multiply that, by 12%, and who's winning? It's pretty much, I don't need to be a mathematician or scientist to figure that out. And then I'm like, and where's that money going? Did you ask yourself that question?
Yeah.
And are you happy with that answer? Because I'm not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's weird, you see, because at the end of the day, the mathematics don't add up. They say there was 900,000 people here. And I'm going, and you're in a chat room with Stephen Beard and the other lady, Emma, and they're chatting to you directly every now and again. I mean, that's impossible. I wouldn't mind betting there's probably $100,000 people perhaps potentially in this. And if that is the case, and the minimum is, the average is $1,000 perhaps. That's $1 billion. I believe this is like $1.5 billion, $2 billion. But we can go through the blockchain because we've got and find all the deposits and all
wonderful.
The money. And then we can
I'm
actually
learning
get a
from your
timeline.
blockchain and all these things that I don't know. So it's fascinating.
Yeah, I've got Crypto G.
It's entertaining for me. It's fascinating, and I'm learning something here. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Even if it's a hard lesson, at least I didn't put in that kind of money. I would never do that. So my upliner said, "Oh, I put 15,000." I said, "Are you out of your mind?" And then she's up to 80,000, and she took out 10 here and 10 there. And I'm like, "Well, at least you got back your principal, and you made a little bit of money." But it's like, that's it. Oh,
wow, you been summoned? Yeah.
Danny, I got
okay.
Perfect segue to what both of you were talking. The Dr. Emmanuel, I made a snippet of the live the other night, and what you say at the end is exactly what this lady's saying right now. It's
Lisa.
Expose your upline for what it is, and if you want to click the link, it would be a great video to watch.
Is it on your channel?
I just
well,
put
I
it in
have the
chat.
upline, but I also have these people that opened up the office. So I have Kirby and Tess.
Yeah.
I have their flyer. I have their direct contact.
Yeah.
They don't respond, by the way. I text them. The only one that responds is the lady that guided me into that. She responds all the time. And
but what you said,
I you know, they're very tight knit community. We're dealing with Filipinos here, very tight knit community. Okay, so it's really hard to
expose the upline. Yeah,
yes.
What you exposed is the upline, and that's what everybody needs to understand. The Dr. E can be exposed. There's people under him that want to expose him. So you coming on stage is very powerful.
It is. It's amazing. No one does that. You're either crazy or very brave. One of the two you can pick.
As soon as because I can't switch this page because I don't want to lose you, so I can go back and I have their names on the little flyer, and I have their Florida Fleur. I have her last name too. I think it's Swayson. I just want to make sure I have it right. So yeah, I do want to, because I did tell her today, instead of taking people, I said, why are you going to be going to the office and helping people pay 12%? I said, do you realize that the feds are on this and they're going to come after you too? Do you want to have this problem? I said, you're supposed to be telling them not to do it, and then you need to tell everybody to get out. That's what you should be telling everybody, not going into the office and having me come there. I said, I don't feel comfortable going there. I'll tell you this right now. I feel it's dangerous. I'm not going to go to an office. I'll meet my friend by herself in a restaurant in a big public place. There's no way I'm going into that building with all those people who don't respond, who block you. I mean, I don't feel safe. It's at that point right now. Okay. You know, because if there's a lot of money involved, then you potentially have some big issues. So, I said, no, I'm not going in there. I'm absolutely. And I told her the truth. I just told her that's it. I have no fear either. I don't care. So I don't know why everybody else care. The majority of people care and they're afraid. I don't get it. Yeah. I don't care. I'm not afraid. And I'm going to say what I want to say when I want to say it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I call it
I live my whole life like
wrath,
that. I'm not going to change now.
Yeah. You heard of the woman's wrath before? It's like, that's always.
I've been through a lot of my life too, but not scams like this. I mean, look, it made me think twice about people in general. So I'm thinking about, is everybody a liar? Does everybody lie?
Yeah,
because it really it messes with your mind. It messes with your brain about how you look at other people, and it's temporary. But I went through that psychosis of like, I can't believe this, and I feel like I've been sheltered my whole life, and this is the real world. Wake up! This is scary. Yeah. That's how I felt.
Well, all these programs that we go after, I call them relationship destroyers. And that's the truth of it. And it's awful, but it's true. And I don't want to lose faith on people. I mean, I think, building friendships and relationships is everything. Destroying them takes 10 seconds. People realize they've been scammed by a friend.
None of these people I've had friendships with, they're associates or people that I know. I thought, but I have other friends. And I'll tell you this, when you talk, for me, I don't know about anybody else, but when I talk about BG to other people, nobody wants to have anything to do with this. They don't say it's bad or anything. They just say, no, thank you. And they don't say, hey, Lisa, one of my friends said, Lisa, I looked it up. And I said, yeah, I looked it up too, but she's saying this. What do you think? She goes, well, you could try it, but don't put in that much money. Just kind of put a little bit in and see what happened. And I haven't even talked to her yet. I have to call her back and tell her she was right. She's only one, but I've never heard of BG. I've never heard of investments. Well, a little bit about investment scams, but not on this magnitude where it's hitting home and hitting people all around me. And so this makes it even more of a huge issue that people that don't even know about BG need to know what's going on right now with this kind of scam. People have to be aware. We have to make it known. And I have a big mouth, so I have no problem. Posting your stuff all over the place.
I don't want to agree with a lady and tell her she's got a big mouth, but I will actually say we need people like yourself. I mean, like I've got some very brave people. I could hear some stories, it's like, it's you and them. I mean, it's whether you can be, you got to challenge people. Like every time I get in a Zoom meeting, they say, oh, you didn't use your real name. I said, well, I've been here for 10 times. And every time I use my real name, you're too scared to you even have a conversation with me because they don't want to hear the truth. And it becomes an argument and a pissing competition, for use of a better word. And it's like, come on, guys. I mean, why can't we sit down here? Like the guy, I must admit, the Dr. Emmanuel Bernstein guy was actually a bit smirky at the start, But it took 2 hours of my time to actually basically dismantle him, I like to call it. And I know now he'd be watching my videos now, because he's probably has to think, I don't know whether he thinks he's clever because, I don't know what he thinks. But I like to think that we made a difference, and I'm out saving starfish. And if I can save one starfish, have you heard that expression before? Saving starfish? So you're walking down the beach and the tide's gone out and there's all these starfish in the sun getting burnt to shreds. And this guy bends down, picks up them. You're right. This guy bends down, picks up one starfish and throws it in the water. And the guy beside him says, "What about all the others?" And he said, "I can't save them all, but I saved that one." And I think that's what I like to think. I mean, we just got to try to make a difference. And, and we do make differences, but it's just, it's at what cost?
I think it's the type of person that steps up to the plate because I know that I'm that type of person. I've caught a lot of things on a smaller scale, and I've exposed it, but not on this, not like this. This is massive. Small
so
things.
How many people do you know that have been involved in
things, people don't want to listen. In small little things that I catch, they don't catch it. And it's like, I expose whatever it may be, a small thing, a small project, something in work, something in politics or whatever it may be. And even with those kinds of things, people, they just don't want to acknowledge it. And people don't want to dig deeper. They just don't want to do research. They want everything easy, I think, handed on a silver platter. It might be the way society is, the way that it is. I don't know.
Say that last bit again. You broke up.
People don't want to dig deeper. They don't want to dig deeper. They want everything handed to them on a silver platter.
No, but they're not selling. They're not selling an investment. You see, they're selling a passive income, and that's why they don't. It's like a kid when it gets its first
I'm not trying
lollipop.
to, like people would think. That was just kind of like, let's just see, who knows, and then this happened. So I'm like, holy cow! So you live and learn.
Yeah. I think
fool me once, don't fool me twice. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I've heard that one a few times lately. Oh dear, that's cool. What do you think, Rich? Are you still there? When I'm shutting down these windows, people who are watching me, these are I've got 30,
Closing out.
The 30 tabs I've got open are all other scams of people who are running scams, and we monitor them. You see, it's too late for them to be here, but this is like when I shut them down, I know the people behind these scams. I know the products they're trying to sell. I know the dream they're trying to sell, and it's no different. And most of the people, like we had one lady, Dawn, and Dawn has tried to bankrupt herself 3 times in the last 10 years with help of her husband, Bill. They were able to bankrupt themselves 18 months ago, and they had $500,000 worth of debt. And then they were on Zoom trying to promote BG Wealth Sharing. And when I questioned her, she was worried about her Zoom meeting going chaotic. So I offered to give her a hand and said, I took over the hosting of her Zoom meeting and then kicked her out and then gave her audience a lecture. It was the funniest thing I've done for a while. But, here's a lady who's claiming that she's found a secret to financial freedom, who's bankrupt and left $500,000 worth of debt. Next minute, she shuts down her website. She shuts down her YouTube. She removes husband off her sales funnel because he's obviously grumpy about his face being on my website. And then she'll probably go complain to YouTube trying to get the video removed because I've exposed her. And I'm thinking, and then I've got about 100 links to YouTube channels where people are promoting these Ponzi schemes and scams every day. You go to Facebook, you're bombarded with all these adverts telling you that your financial freedom. Instagram's the same, TikTok's the same, and then Zoom are providing the getaway vehicles for these people to promote this crap. And I'm all about old-fashioned, good-fashioned entrepreneurship. I don't work at an office. I get out of bed in the morning. My morning commute is about 30 seconds to the bedroom I work out of. I'm all for working from home off a laptop and creating an online income. But I will never. I got offered 150 grand to remove videos off my website. I mean, what the hell? Anyone in their right mind, everyone I talk about, did you take the money? I go, no. It wasn't. It was dirty money. It was stolen from somebody who probably the person that took their life. I don't want to have dirty money in my life. I don't do this for money. We just unfortunately need money. It's a necessary evil. But the love of money, if you're biblical, is the root of all evilness. Money's okay.
I have posted that all over Bon Chat and with these groups that I'm with on Messenger.
Yeah.
Because it seems that's where it's coming from, greed, and they just got them hooked, and it's unfortunate. So, like, this is what my goal was. I know there's a 10-year contract. That's what they say. And then there's supposed to be 6 years left. That's what they say. So I thought, if I get in and I get out, I have 6 months to get in and get out. That was my goal. And my goal wasn't to make millions. Right. My goal wasn't, look, I'm paying off my credit card debt. I still have my credit cards open. My credit score is good, but I'm paying them off in chunks, but I'd like to pay them off quicker. So that was my one little goal. It wasn't to have $1 million and have no job and have luxury cars. That's not what I was in it for. But a lot of those people might be in it for that. So my goals were a lot less than some of these other people's goals. And then once I get my principal out and then a little bit of the interest in 6 months, then I just let it sit there, whatever. And no more money goes in. And they said, you don't have to. Now, this recruiting thing, I know you talked about it, but in this group, they said, you don't have to recruit and we don't push you to. And I believe that because I never recruited anybody. Number one, I mention it to people, but I don't tell them that I don't try and make them, I'm going to pay for you to go in. I'm not going to do that. So I never felt pressure to do that, but I was only in it since January 25th. So maybe along the line, and the more you go to their meetings, the more you start to want to do that.
Well,
maybe that's how it works.
That's Bon Chat. They've got your attention at least 3 times a day. And the positive affirmations.
There's 6 groups, and when you go in, there's like 600 messages. You think I'm going to scroll up through all those messages? Yeah. Do you think I did any training? They said, go to the training. You got to go to this. I didn't do any training. I was like, I don't have time for that. I'm working too much, and I'm not going to sit there on my phone and read all that stuff. And I don't have time to sit on my PC. I'm never home. So, I never did any of that. I just asked her, the upline, like, hey, I have a question. You answer my question. I'm not going to do all that. Yeah. What is that? It's brainwashing? The training is brainwashing? I don't have time for that.
Well,
so
if
it was training with brainwashing, I never did it. So that's probably why I wasn't brainwashed, because I didn't do the training. Because if you do the training, you get extra signals, right? And I'm like, whatever. I don't even have time to hit these 2 signals. It's impeding on my life, just hitting 2 signals. It's annoying. Okay? It's annoying. And so who has time for all that? And then she's got 60 people under her, and she's doing all their trades for them.
So 60 people, she's brought in 30,000, if not more.
She's 50, doing a lot for that. She's helped almost everybody she's helping because they don't know how to do it. It's too hard, whatever. And so I'm
she's doing the training for them as well?
She has access. They give her access, so she'll go into their account. They'll give her ID and password, their ID and password, and she'll go in and help them do the signal, and then she'll log out. Yeah, that's what she does with so many people. If I miss a signal, can you go in? She doesn't go in because she doesn't even get my message. She's doing 60 other people. Oh, well, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying when I was doing it, that's what I was up against.
Passwords? So if she's doing it for other people, does she have like a group account where she can do it for other people? Will she have to ask for people's usernames and passwords?
And that's how she helped us to set up everything. So if there's an emergency, like my friend who went to Kenya, she needed her to help her do things because she couldn't do it. So she gave her access to her account. She withdrew money and she sent it to her over there. But she needed more. So that's coming from the person who was in Kenya, the girl that's one of the caregivers. I'm an IHSS caregiver. So I've been doing that for over 30 years in Los Angeles, born and raised in Los Angeles.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then my husband, he thought, I heard of something like that before. Don't do it. Like, I heard it's pretty bad. I'm like, yeah, but my friend Floor,
Yeah.
like I've been watching her for 6 months before I even said, let's try it. So it wasn't like I just jumped in. But then when I'm asking for information, there's no information. You ask for paperwork, you ask for verification, there isn't any. And then the office just opened. So now we could do things properly. Oh, so now you can do verifications.
She's actually
I don't know
got
what
an
they're
office.
doing in the office.
She's got a BG Wealth office. I didn't realize that.
It's her group. Her uplines, the people over her. They for all the people that are in their network of friends, which includes other people and other managers and other it's just a whole group of like maybe 300-400 people, I don't know. And so they got together, they opened up that office because I think in your information that you said that that's what they do, and then I don't know how they do it, but they have all these offices. I checked, they're all like all over the place. This one is new. So I thought, well, wow, they have an office. And I'm a new member. I'm thinking, oh, this is looking a lot more legitimate than it did before.
Oh, yeah. But they always take it to another level. That's exactly what they do. And here in New Zealand, they've got 5 companies set up, and they've currently got 3 offices for a very similar scam. Probably remember the same people.
Yeah.
They paid the first month's lease for the person that's got their name on the lease, and they believe it's real. And they're getting instructions from somebody, one 75-year-old guy, hi, Ross. He's got a 25-year-old attractive lady messaging him continuously all day long, telling him what to do. And now he's listened to her. So it's romance scams, and he likes it. His wife, I've tried ringing up, won't answer the phone. So I ask her questions. But he's just been told what to do and manipulated, and he believes it's real genuine. And we even went to one of these conferences, but now they're all stuck paying these bills, and he doesn't know how he's. So his mate said, "Well, how are you going to pay for the lease?" And he said, "Oh, they've paid for it." And then he goes, "Well, what about all of it?" And he goes, "Yeah." So now the very next month when the scam's fallen over, which we're pretty sure it has, he's stuck with the lease. And, so all these people that have...
And they just got this place.
Yeah,
it's only been open 2 months.
Yeah, and most of them are 2 years, 3-year right of renewal leases. Well, they are in New Zealand when you do it. But, I reckon that's going to be the fun side of it, you see.
It's just a suite in a building. It's a suite in a building that you rent out space.
Oh, it's Regis or something like that. And that's where they register their companies back to, because all of the BG offices and everything, all the addresses all went back to a post office. Another one went to a street that hadn't got enough numbers on it. And then another one we think was a shared office space. So we checked out all the addresses of all the company certificates, and it's so funny now because, like, one thing, they're registered with SEC. So they filed a piece of paper with SEC so they could bring up the SEC website and have their name on it. Now we're watching YouTubers that were saying it was the real deal, using our content, explaining that it was not a real certificate. Like, why didn't you listen to this at the start? 4 months ago. Now you all of a sudden discovered oil. Like, this is facts, because they're trying to groom their next audience. That's what they do. All these guys, they're
doing it already.
Yeah.
So on Bond Chat, they've already opened up, bring people in. They have the promotions up again. Before today. I just blocked it now, but that's what they've been doing the last few weeks. Oh, we're hacked and this and that, but I don't know who's doing it. So they're promoting on that page, and then the other page is promoting a new page. So it's like why would I want to bring people in when there's no money and you locked our accounts and you want 12%? That doesn't make any sense. Come on now. Is everybody that stupid?
Yes.
Look, I don't have a college education, but I have some wisdom and I have a brain to figure things out. I can figure things out. I'm a problem solver. So it's like, I don't have to go very far in my brain to know what's kind of going on here. I don't have to have all your background either. I think a lot of us have common sense. Most of us.
What is
that
it?
We know
The cognizant mind, or something to do with the mind. It's like when you go to the movies and they do the subliminal advertising, and Coke or McDonald's flash up on the screen for 300 milliseconds, and your brain goes, "I saw it," but your eyes go, "I didn't see nothing, but I feel like a Coke, and I feel like getting some chips," And this is, I think, the same type of advertising. They just, because we're all got screens in front of us all day long now. So it's just like continuous, bombardment of information, and I don't think we know how to process it anymore. And then we start to talk to a person And then we relax our mind and we just go, oh, you've done all the research. I'll just trust what you say. And no one understands the terminology of the internet. All the flashbang words they use, it's just ridiculous. Like, I can't even pronounce the words they use. Like, you know, you ask anybody that's been scammed, did you really understand what you were investing in? And they'll go, no. And I'll go, well, I talked to somebody who taught karate the other day, and their karate instructor said, if you don't know what to do, don't move. And I go, oh, that's good. And so every time you are uncertain about something, you actually really need to understand what you're doing. And if you don't, then don't do it.
Right.
It's not rocket science. It's the heck science. Yeah. Are you a mum?
No. I'm a breast cancer survivor.
Oh,
breast
good on
cancer
you.
survivor.
Oh, that's
17 years.
Oh, good on you. I was just going to say Happy Mother's Day, but that's better. So good on you.
And then I'm third generation. I'm third generation high risk. So my mother actually passed away when she was 51 of breast cancer metastasis. So it kind of runs in my family. They're watching me very closely, but they're happy that I'm my 10-year window's expired and I'm as good as anybody else. So I'm just happy to be alive. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had a burst appendix and spent 2 weeks in hospital. I lost 9 kgs in 1 week. Which I found again. But it was the day after my wife said she wanted a divorce, and I went, I didn't think our marriage was that bad. So I went to the doctor and I said, I'm aching all over. And he said, I'll stick some pills where the sun don't shine, go home and try to sleep it off. And I'm looking out the window and I'm in so much pain. My wife's riding around the horse arena, around circles. And I'm going, she doesn't care about what's happening to me. And I'm in a lot of pain. Finished up getting an ambulance. And then 3 o'clock in the morning, the appendix burst. And then 4 days later, I had this big, massive infection, which nearly killed me. And
oh my God,
my whole I always had a pretty good perspective on life, but everything changed. You know, my priorities changed because all these people that have lost this money at the moment, some people have really overinvested in this and they got carried away and whatever. That happens all the time. But the point is, don't let it ruin you. You know, find friends, you know, go. I like talking to people. I won't tell you where I live because it will give away something, but I like talking to older people.
I understand.
Yeah, but I don't go for the good stuff all the time. I go and if I'm going to I used to run social events and I used to have 50 people go out for dinner, and organising a social event for single people going out for dinner was a nightmare. But when I went there, no one was talking to anybody. So I'd go up to the group that looked like they were struggling to find someone to talk to, and I'd be that guy. You know, I'd get them together, and then when they're all happy talking, I'd say, right, I want you guys to go over now and talk to these strangers. And then I'd be like the icebreaker guy. And at the end of the night, I'm frigging exhausted, and they're having a great time. And they go, I loved it. And then they'd walk out and forget to pay their bill for the dinner they just had. And I'd get lumbered with the bill. But it was rewarding because sometimes you got to do things that aren't always, you know, I'd watch, it was mostly single people that used to come along, and you'd get this guy that would get all the girls all the time, and he would walk up to the prettiest girl and she'd look at him and go, and people would go, oh, he always gets the nice girls. And they go, he's not happy though. He's trying to find his happiness by doing the same thing and expecting different results. I said, go have a conversation with somebody who's twice your age. Technically speaking, this might sound a bit wrong, but go speak to the ugliest person in the room and draw them out and listen to what they're saying. Don't talk, listen. Ask them, just find 10 questions you can ask somebody to draw them out. I talk too much now, but that's how I used to do it. And I used to enjoy that. And I used to come home and I used to feel like I was rewarded because we used to get people talking and understand what it's all about. Because money I've had money, I've lost money. And it's just something you're continuously going after. And you can't ever have enough money because you buy a flasher car. You don't buy a $3,000 car when you've got $150,000 coming in a year. You go and buy a $50,000 car, don't you? You know, so, and I don't know the answer to life, but I just think we've got to spend more time listening to people and looking after each other. Yeah, that's my rant. I'm off my soapbox.
Life is short. Life is short and time goes by very quickly, and you have to prioritize what is the most important thing in your life. So I'm 61, so I've already prioritized my health is very important. My faith is important. My health is important. And other people they don't really see it that way. And then when they get older, they wonder how they're going to, what they're going to do. And they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So, I've learned through my family's health experiences what's important, and I've lowered myself to be able to attain that and balance that out. So I'm pretty happy and content with myself for being able to do that. And then, God is good. So, sometimes he tells me what to do right away. Sometimes he makes me go through the mill, and then I learn it the hard way. It's all good. So, so I'm a generally happy person. It's sad when something happens, but sometimes things happen for a reason. And it brings us into new situations, meeting new
will catch
people.
up
Look
with a
at
lot of
you.
people. Yeah, everything happens for a reason. I solely believe that.
It's good. It's good.
And priorities are everything. And people don't get their priorities right. And I'm really, really glad you said that, because I think that's everything. People have got it wrong, and the people, it's just, get it right. I mean, when you got sick, right, everything was about your health. And your whole everything, your priorities go out the window. And I say to people, you think about the worst scenario that's ever you're worried about, right? And think about the worst scenario, and then think about 10 years ago when you had the worst scenario. It never eventuated. It never happened. You're going to get kicked out of your house because you can't afford to pay your credit card bills. That's what I worry about every day. I mean, I'll tell you something personal. My credit card can go crazy, and I've got like a $40,000 credit card limit, right? I got right to the stage, and this was only a year and a half ago, where I was maxed out with everything. And I managed to sell a website, and it cleared all my debt back to zero. And I thought, oh my goodness, and I thought, oh my God, but good things happen to good people. And I'm not saying I am a good person, but the thing, you do have some luck sometimes, and you've got to believe luck. And if there's an old stupid saying, which I kind of believe in, the 5 people that you hang out with the most should be the most, they should be the good people, because you'll be like them. So if you're hanging around with bad, greedy people that are walking over everybody, that are lying I don't like lying, I'm too transparent, but I've got some amazing mates, and literally we just look out for each other. And if I'm having a day and I'm full on like this, and somebody rings me up and they need to talk, I'm there for them. And I think everyone needs to think, you've got to be open to talk and help people without reward. People keep saying, well, what do you do this for? YouTube pay you a few bucks. And I go, yeah, they do, but I got sued for $36,000 the other day. I had to pay that, and paying that off $15 a week. You know what I mean? But people are trying to assume they know you, or trying to figure you out. People don't know you unless they take the time to listen.
Yeah. People will say, like, regarding, let's just use BG as an example, well, get away from it. Don't even get your money back, and just don't worry about anybody else. And that's not a good thing to do. You have to be, you have to be able to be there for people. And there are good people that are in this that are, taken advantage of. And so we have to be there for those people. If they're in my life, they're in there for a reason. And, I've already exposed it. So it's up to them, but they know I'm still there. I'm just a phone call away. So, that with anything else, some people would say, why, just go about your business. Why do you have to get so involved? There are so many people like that. One of my friends, she, very wealthy woman, very wealthy, and she wouldn't spend any money on her health care. And I thought, my aunt, I took care of for 30 years. That's how I got involved with the IHSS program. And I sustained her life till 82, which was outstanding. She had multiple medical conditions, and it was very difficult. Live-in provider. I took care of her. And it paid off for me. It was all good. So I would share this with my friends, and I tell them about her illnesses and her medications, and they didn't follow up with the doctor. What was more important to them? Going on a trip, going on a cruise. But you're sick. You have edema in your leg. So this is what you need to do. You need to go to the doctor. This is what you need to get tested for. You need medication for that. You need to get tested for your heart. This is what I tell them everything, because I know everything about a lot of medical conditions that I've taken care of. And the woman ended up dying because she didn't get the care that she needed. And all the money in the world did not save her. from that. And she had lots of property, Marina Del Rey. I mean, her family was very wealthy, and the family didn't care about her. So, they ended up getting everything, and she ended up dead. And it was suspicious too, on top of that. So I felt so bad. She was in our church group. We prayed, and then, when I went to her place, I was like, wow, this place is beautiful. And I talked to her about her health care and the medication. And so, having an advocate help you is very important. Some people don't want help and they don't know what they're missing. And again,
people don't know how to ask for it,
healthcare,
though. People don't know how to ask for help. I've had
I offer. That's why I offer.
Yeah.
I offer. I tell them about programs. I tell them what to do. That's what I do with the people that I take care of. I get them all set up. Okay, so one of the ladies I take care of got her medical care, Medicare. She's on Medicare, Medicaid. When you don't have money, that's what you go on. And got her all set up. Got her hip replacement surgery. Got her cataract surgery, and now she's walking. Where before she couldn't walk, she had collapsed hips. I mean, I came into the picture, changed her life, and make friends for life, and help people, and then help other people, and let them know. So a lot of people don't know about the medical system here and how it works. I didn't until I had breast cancer, and I was fortunate enough to have probably the best insurance that anybody could have. And I share this with people too. IHSS, when you work for that, it's through the SEIU Local 2015 and the PASC, Personal Assistance Service Council. You get medical insurance. You're not going to believe it, but your premium payment is $1 a month. It takes 3 months to get it. You only have to work 74 hours a month. You can take care of a family member. This is a program they have here. They do have it in other states, but it's pretty good in California. So after that, when I didn't know what kind of insurance I had breast cancer. I never got a bill. I opened up the booklet. It's like 4 pages, 0, 0, 0, 0 deductible, 0 copay, nothing. I have friends who have breast cancer. Okay, they have good jobs. They're paying $500 a month for insurance because that's how much it costs if you want good insurance, when you're older. So it's theirs didn't cover that. And they have to open up GoFundMe to cover $200,000, $300,000 surgery. So I had the best at LAC USC and the private sector and City of Hope, all that with my insurance. And I tell people, if you just, if you lower yourself a little bit, you can take care of your family member with 74 hours a month. Even doctors and nurses don't have this kind of insurance.
And what's the organization you work for? Is it IHSS?
In-home supportive care service.
Hey, I've got it on the screen.
It's a county program for the county and state. Yeah. And I've been doing this for 30 years. And I will not stop because, it's too valuable. Not only did I have breast cancer, which I found out can cost a lot of money, and you have to take a second mortgage out on your house. You got to, these people don't have the good insurance and the co-payments and all this stuff. And then we have this program at our fingertips. My tax accountant told me about this program 30 years ago. And so I tell other people about it. People still don't know about this program. And so if when you help others, you can help yourself. If you, it's
good things happen to good people.
And a lot of people don't know about that. I had hernia surgery, I had heart atrial fibrillation, and I had breast cancer, and I had all of it taken care of through surgical procedure. Yeah. So, I mean, I am a product of, I'm alive because of this insurance, but it afforded me to go to have, the best technology available, which is why I probably will never leave. I have to tell people I will never leave this area. I feel we have some of the best here. So
community.
You have UCLA, you have LAC.
These scams go after the community people. It's always the Black African community, a lot of these scams that we go after. When I first started doing these scams and I went into these Zoom meetings, I was expecting to see, because it was to do with crypto, 25 to 35-year-olds. And everyone's 55 plus years of age holding up their cell phone trying to figure out how to transfer money out of their credit card onto this platform. And it's like, oh, my God. And we've even had people on the screen before showing off their seed words. We've had people put their password in so we can all see it. And I'm sitting in here broadcasting to the world going, this is not good, Danny. But, what I'm saying is the people aren't educated enough to know what they're doing. And it's all to do with my sister's doing it, my auntie's doing it. We all go to the same church. And they even open the friggin' meeting with prayer. I mean, the last two thingies I broadcasted about BG Wealth, they're having a prayer before they start scamming people. I mean,
they went to my upline. She went to church today, Bible study, and then she goes over there and starts having everybody put in their 12%. Well, they want to do it, so she's helping them. I'm like, either way, it's bad. Stop.
Yeah, it's walking off the cliff, and
I'm like, I don't get that either.
Oh, well, you're awesome.
What?
I better carry
I
on.
said, pray for wisdom.
Yeah.
Pray for wisdom and listen to me. And here's Danny. I want you to open this link, okay? So, I mean, I don't know, what else I can do. So,
well, we all don't know what else we can do. I mean, but everyone that's not doing something seems to be my biggest critic, and they suggest I should do things a different way, or I should submit a form and complain to this and do to that. And my Avengers are unsung heroes. I get to be the hero in the limelight. Like I got up last night, and you won't believe this, but my life is getting up at 1:30, checking my emails. I'm on my phone while I'm in bed under the covers trying to stay warm. I'm going through my mission yesterday was to get my WhatsApp going again. That took me, I won't even say how long because people figure out things. But it's like my Avengers are awake while I'm asleep. So I wake up with my list of things to do, messages like I've got two screens up here and I'm looking at people telling me I should do things. I mean, the amount of information I route off to people, like they're like me giving jobs to people. And they're doing it out of love, out of commitment, out of just doing the right thing. And together, I didn't even know what I was going to do live today, and I've been on live for 3 hours and 24 minutes. The other day I was on live for 6 hours, and I had 200 people in the chat room, which has never happened before. But my captive audience at the moment want their money back. And I want to connect with those guys, and I want to get those people to realize that you're not going to get your money back, unfortunate, but I want you to be like Avengers. Right. I want you to realize that when that nice person's coming to you, if it's a Jehovah's Witness knocking on your door, and they say you're not interested in religion or Jehovah's Witnesses, say Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not interested in BG wealth sharing because it's a scam. And then when they try their speech at you, put it back at them. And no, because people, say things that are harsh, like people die by suicide that invest in these online. And have you not watched the romance scams? It's not always the 75-year-old guy that's losing his money. It's the people that get involved in these aren't happy people. They've lost their values. They're not using ethics. A guy holding up $24,000 is telling you, get some of this. I mean, I look at that $24,000 and I go, get off my screen. I don't want to look at you waving your money around because I know that's not making you happy. And then he has to fess up and say, what did he try and say? It was crazy. He said it was a slip of the tongue. And I said, but you got $24,000 in your hand. How can that be a slip of the tongue? And you published the video.
Right.
And I go, and what are you trying to sell? I did it. You should do it too. And the proof is the money. And I'm going, and he goes, for people who say this is a Ponzi scheme, look at the cash. And I go, have you not looked up the definition of a Ponzi scheme? New investor money pays old investors. And they get happy. And then they talk. And then it grows. And then it gets out of control. And then there's only so many stupid people in the world before it collapses. Because you're two friends and you're two friends and you're two friends. And finally, somebody says, maybe it's you, maybe it's Lisa. Lisa. That's not right. And then you stop there, and now everybody's coming back going, oh, yeah, that made a lot of sense what you said 2 months ago. And you go, well, let's see if we can make a change now for the next 6 months, because soon you're going to be pitched something else, and it's going to be better than BG Wealth Sharing. Do you think we can change the world?
Make a difference in a way. But then as we try and change it, there's always other things coming up behind us. So,
Well, look at COVID.
I don't know what to tell you, but
this is all to do with COVID, I reckon. COVID ruined my business. I thought I was enslaved to working the same business, and then all of a sudden I couldn't do my business. I had to find something else to do, and I thought I'll do online courses. Hence why I started a podcast just before COVID happened. But then COVID opened up a door, and that was a door to the world via Zoom. And now we're all Zoom. Zoom was the one that's feeding us. And now the scammers have got this window into your house. And it's you and them. And they are athletes. They are world-class athletes at telling you scams. And you're sitting there defenseless, thinking that you can understand them. And you can't. They'll think of everything because they're like the Jehovah's Witnesses to me. They just overcome every obstacle. And then they've now the bond chat to really freak you out. We've got videos of Telegram when they used to use Telegram, and they were turning on people's cameras. They were turning on their microphones and
That's why I just
eavesdropping.
erased my bond chat because you just told me that.
Well, I'll show you because you won't believe it.
But they
unless
are
you
on
see it.
Telegram now. So yeah.
Well, this is so when originally this scam started as CR Group in New Zealand, they did a test case. If we go to the videos, these are videos of people in Telegram. So if I go to this video here and play it, listen to this. If you can hear it. Whoop. Whoop.
Oh.
So these are recordings.
Yikes. Oh, wow.
So these aren't recordings of people having conversations. These are recordings of eavesdropping happening on people's phones.
Oh, my God.
So, and this is with Telegram. And we've got, we've got all the videos and everything, but this is not normal. So, and this is the first version of this. And this one here finished on the 25th of December, 2025. They told people they must put 20% into their balance to get their money out. And then everyone went, oh my God. So all these people here, this is in New Zealand, and these are all people going out getting paid to take people out for meals. And if they hold up their phone next to somebody new, they would get reimbursed by the professor. And then they had a lady called, I've forgotten her name, but she was Anna. It was Anna. So, and then they started paying for advertising on people's vehicles. They even opened up a premises, So one of these scammers is trying to take me to court at the moment. Oh, look, and there's their company certificate, British Columbia.
Okay.
Here's their official documents. Here's
right.
And we even had a young guy come to us who'd put all his life savings that we managed to get his money out, which is hard case. So this is the guy that's taking me to court at the moment, and he's accused me of being racist because I couldn't pronounce his name, and he's doing that because he's trying to do it under the New Zealand Digital Harm Act.
Oh my God.
But he's because I couldn't pronounce his name, he said I'm racist, and I don't even know what his name is. So, but anyway, he set up offices. But I've got 60 people that lost money to CR Group Global, and I've got all their phone numbers. And I relish going to court with these people because I self-represent myself these days. I have to be like a lawyer, But it is kind of funny because they have no idea of the intel that we gather on people.
That's
but people go.
They just want to stress you out a little bit, but you have the cards are all in your hand.
Well, this is this page that's coming up now is actually the page from the New Zealand FMA, a financial regulator, and we yell at them, and we tell them that you haven't done enough to warn New Zealand about this scam. So this time they published a novel, but there's 800 domain names here from the other scam, and now they're telling us they watch my videos in the office, so they're telling us that Swiftwave Capital. And also there's another one called Neo but I can yell at these guys all day long and they won't update this website. They go away and do their own little piddly investigation. But they now realize that BG Wealth Sharing Group was the same.
Right.
But what you won't see is all these domain names. I could do this for half an hour. These are all the different domain names that these companies use. Does that sound familiar? But people will say, "Oh no, this."
Yeah, they changed. That's when everything started to come crashing down. They kept changing the URL every 5 minutes.
Yeah, and those URLs aren't people reporting them or overload. It's actually because they've got phishing malware software on those domain names.
Yeah,
and that's why they're warning. Most of it's automatic. And even
but that didn't happen the first 2 months. It only happened when things started crashing down. 3 weeks before it crashed, then it started to happen. It wasn't like that. So I don't know.
Well, they got the people caught up with them. I mean, people like me, we yell at the government. So like the Texas Security Board, they've got access to my database. I've got 6 different government agencies. I've been in the meetings with the
That's
CFTC.
Wonderful.
But they don't like at the moment. I've just busted a scammer in America who's what am I trying to say? He's got an ankle bracelet, living in an $8.5 million house. And what did we do with him? Something really interesting. Because I instigated the investigation, talked to Homeland Security. They were my best friends. They would only pump information from me, but they wouldn't share any information in our investigation. But my team went crazy, right? And long story short, Homeland Security won't have anything to do with me now because they're scared that every time we talk, they'll be able to use my information in discovery and potentially the scammer could get away with it. That's the biggest worry. So to build the case, they need to go independent. So all my research is basically sitting there going, guys, it's here if you want it. But if you understand how the politics work, and now this guy is getting interviewed by Channel 9 News in America, which is just batshit crazy. I don't even know if I've got it here. So you just, if you know how the system works or doesn't work, I've killed it now. It's just gutting.
Wow.
There's no, what's this one here? So this is typical. This is.
What did you say to people to convince them to give you their money?
9 Investigates Darlene Jones goes one-on-one with the Orlando man behind the operation.
Why didn't you just cut bait then?
Direct, unfiltered, and what he told the fans.
So that guy has said to his friends that he wants me dead, and he sent people. He offered me $150,000 to remove my videos, and sent people around to my home after staking my neighborhood for a week because the neighbors said they saw cars parked outside. All right, now I've got him in prison. Well, he's not in prison. He's on home detention until they figure out whether he did steal $328 million. And I went to Orlando at great risk, I must say, to carry on the investigation. And I met 4 of my Avengers, which was the highlight of the trip. 4. And, and it's just ridiculous. There's no, people go to me, why aren't these guys going to jail? You try and get somebody in jail. Here's a guy that's got $328 million. And what they're failing to do is at the bottom here, I've got all these co-conspirators, and everyone's too scared to put
Only
these guys'
Channel 9
names
Eyewitness
on it.
News pins down the man
Because these co-conspirators are
accused of a major Ponzi.
Are guilty of sin as well, but no one's going after them. We're going to eat.
Wow.
He's really hungry. Well, somebody in the family is really hungry, and it's my fault, so I've got to go soon. But I mean, and people have no idea to what it's like fighting these guys. And then I sit here and I argue with people trying to prove that, for example, BG Wealth Sharing is running out of home human trafficking compounds. And, I've been to the conferences where we monitor how they launder money into crypto. There's people called
I saw that on
Smurfs.
your other, you had your other, one of your other blog, one of your other
videos.
Your articles. I was reading that.
Well, it's 7:30 here at night, and I've got to feed somebody in the family and the dog. I hope the dog's been walked. But it's absolutely, Lisa, absolutely awesome. You've plucked up the courage to come on here. You're more than you're a survivor.
Yeah.
And that's not everybody. Think about the 200 people, 250 people I've had in my chat room, and you're the first person that's popped up on here and said, I invested and shared your story. I mean, that tells you a lot about you.
500 and 2 months later, 500, and that was it. And then I decided to sit there. Oh, now I doubled my interest. Now I doubled my principal. I could take it out. No, you can't. Everything fell apart.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not fair. You guys got some. How come I couldn't get some? That's crazy. Yeah. I'm like, I knew I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. And everyone tells you you're stupid if you go to withdraw, everything's 20% fee for taking your money out early. And then the 12%, and then plus the other 12 money that you meant to put into it, you're 44% down before you even start. And that's if you're sitting there, it's just.
But I mean, I didn't put in, I know you said the phone number is everything, but I never connected my bank or anything to anything. There's no wallet. Yeah. They don't have you do that until you're trying to withdraw.
That's the funny thing about it. Think about even the silliness. I'm thinking about this today when I'm laying in bed.
Yeah,
I'm thinking,
it makes sense, right?
Well, the idea is that you were meant to do something really crazy. Oh, so you can see they've got multiple accounts problems. That's what they said with another scam I was doing. But you think about that. Imagine going to the bank and trying to set up multiple accounts. They wouldn't let you. They would let you. Right. You'd have to open up an account underneath your own name. So at the end of the day, the multiple account issue is all your fault, not theirs. And and theoretically, when you meant to, and the KYC details, oh my God, everyone's given away their private identity. So the scammers will look at your private identity and they'll groom something that's right up your alley. They'll look at your age
Oh
group,
my God.
and you'll be getting these wonderful ideas that are like, do you like travel? And you'll go, I like travel. Imagine if you could travel. And every time you travel, 10% went back to somebody else in a starving country. And you'll go, I'm into that because I like looking after people, and they'll just come up with the next scam.
Their cause, the Meta is having a problem. So they're saying, you're grooming these teenagers and they're getting hooked and this and that. I guess that's another form of the scam, but they're bringing that to the table, but they're not bringing this stuff to the table, except for in Hawaii. Now in the States where apparently the feds are all over that, which is great. So maybe it's a start. If it starts
the
there,
Hawaii one is the best one I've seen so far. $50,000 fines to people being promoting it. They should
and
issue
$150,000 if they keep going.
Yeah, well, is it? All right, I didn't read that far.
Yeah.
But that's what they all should do. I said that to somebody the other day, that everybody promotes a multi-level marketing who's not a financial advisor should get a $500 fine instant. If I see you on a Zoom meeting and Danny calls you out and all this, but then the privacy laws protect everybody. I get the privacy laws protect the scammers for my videos. It's just as ridiculous as that. You can, but YouTube allow people to, promote these scams, but the privacy will get these videos removed of mine, which is an oxymoron. So you can't really win anyway. Hey, look, I've got to go.
All right.
But you're awesome, and it's been awesome, Lisa. Thank you very much. You've made it really entertaining.
Good talking to you.
Lots of comments in the chat room, so you might want to go through there and watch the live replay. A lot of the people are saying that
more entertainment, great.
Well, it's great because people are saying a lot of people are saying I'm a survivor.
By the way, your setup reminds me of a series I used to look at, Person of Interest, and they had all the computers set up in there, and I'm like, he's like one of those undercover, and then I'm your investigator. So I thought, that reminds me of that program, and they're they don't exist. They're just like ghosts, but they do all this in the background, right? I love that. That's great.
I work with some people that I've never met. I've got one individual, which I won't even describe. I'm up at 2:00 in the morning and they said, can you write something for me? And I go, yep, sure. And I went to bed at 4:00 in the morning and I don't even know who they are. But the information is everything I'm about. And
that's wonderful.
And like honestly, people won't believe this, but it's true. We had stuff that Donald Trump was doing. I was being told about it a day before it actually came out in the news.
Wow!
With Homeland Security, I told them that Christopher, this guy's on the screen, had been arrested, and they wanted to know where I got the documents from. And because they hadn't got them, they hadn't seen them, and I received them directly from somewhere that they would, and they couldn't believe I've got it. And I said I could tell you, but I have to shoot you.
Another department to handle that. Their department doesn't handle that.
Oh well, they can't because there's too many red tape. So and I get past intel. Sometimes I look at it and I go, I can't believe we just got this, and then I share it to my team of Avengers, and they'll take it to another level. And I'm thinking, that's
great.
Yeah, but I don't go 9 to 5. I sleep for about, I don't even say, but it's just a funny, I enjoy it, but it's nice when you feel like you made a difference. And with BG Wealth Sharing, even though everyone's lost a lot of money, I do believe we've actually managed to gain a bit more market share at exposing scams. Right. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and to keep doing it and to, eventually all the people that are innocently involved, like myself, they'll know because we're just going to keep pushing forward and try and reach them as much as possible. Social media, wherever you can reach them and talk about it. But, like I said, a lot of people don't know BG. They don't, and they've never heard of it before. I never heard of it before.
Right. Well, you can rename BG to Human Trafficking Compound because that's the name of it. Honestly, there's no BG because I've seen it rebranded itself. It's rebranded itself 6 times. All right, the same company, same people, and we're dying for people who have been invested in New Era, or Nexo, or Swift Wave, or Signal Raiders, or CR Group Global, or BG Wealth Sharing. All your crypto wallet addresses you paid money into, we want them. Because we've got the biggest crypto investigators on the planet at my fingertips. And I already communicated with one today and gave them a wallet address to somebody. So we can track it on the blockchain. Even though it's not trading.
That's really good.
We can track the money coming in and going out. And that will give us the timeline of everything. So if we can prove that these are all linked together, because they're all identical, the 6 scams I just mentioned, there's actually 7 because there's another one that's slightly different. So these are click scams. These are called, 6 months ago it's credit card scams. 6 months before that was arbitrage trading. Before that it was memes. Before that, NFTs. Before that was, buying a monthly, what would you buy? A membership and wait for it to mature. It just goes on and on and on. And then all the different variants come out.
Before they collapse, they change, and then they bring everybody along to the next one.
They do.
And so that's, and it's like, it's so bizarre. It's just really bizarre.
Yeah, it's a world we live in. It's the world I live in. I've got 200 scams in my books. All right, I got to go now. Got to go. Lovely to meet you. All right, see you later.
All right.
You're cool. Bye-bye. Bye. Now, I know you're still there, Richard. You gone to bed, I hope. He has, thank goodness. All right, guys. I didn't finish my blog, but I did kind of finish my blog. It's not quite written the way I want it to be written, but it will be informative, and it's not live at the moment. So if you are reading this, I've got to go read through this now, make sure I agree with it, and make sure I have not legally got myself in the ship with it. But here's a very extensive blog about a new Ponzi scheme. Now, people can actually hire me to do these because this is what I call an investigative blog. And I will put my life, not my life, but I do put a lot of risk at publishing these. If you are on my website and you click down to support me, you'll actually see we've got memberships available where you can become a scam sniffer, digital sleuth, Ponzi slayer, or the big one down here, Avenger for Life. And you can support me on a monthly basis. I don't make enough. If I get rich out of this, I won't tell you, but there will be signs. The other thing I want to do is go to the shop. In the shop, we actually have these guides, Investment Scam Survival Guide. If you want to donate to the channel and what I'm doing, pay $5, get yourself a booklet you can share with somebody who's on the fence. Already Invested, Your Exit and Damage Control Guide. These are only new guidebooks. This is what I'm doing. The other one is we provide services. If you want to book me, some people book me and don't pay. I'm a busy guy. I don't get sleep. I haven't got time for chit chat. I've got time to do real investigations. So you can actually book a 30-minute phone call with me. It costs you $100. Sorry about that. And if you do a private one-on-one hour conversation with me, I do charge $250 million. Sorry about that. But if you want me to investigate a scam that you just hell-bent think that you're going to put $20,000, $100,000, $200,000 into because you've just read it and you like the PDF that I just showed you, don't. Hire me and I'll highlight all the red flags. I will not give you any green red flags. I will just highlight all the dangers in the investment that you're about to do. That's what that investment review service is all about. If you want me to have me on your podcast, I'm just trying to make money online, guys. It's no scam. I'm a good talker. But what I'm saying, if you do an investment review, we will produce a blog. I will break it down as much as I can. I will use technology to the inch of its life. I will cross-reference information with other sources. And before this is published, I'll put my name and reputation on it. That's me and that's you. Now, we've got to get off the internet and go spend some time with our friends and family. And I'm going to go feed myself, pat my dog. I want to thank everybody that's been here today. This has been actually one of the nicest. I love meeting Lisa. I love hearing about survivors. What a lady. Next time you see me on the live and you see that I've got my stage open, you are welcome to jump up and say good day. Let's make a community that really cares about each other, and let's stop your neighbors getting scammed before you do. Does that make sense? Hope so. All right, guys. Love you. Mean it. Peace out, bro. Woo! I don't know if that's the thing. I won't do that. Let's forget that. Take that bit back. I'm live. I can't. All right, I'm going now. Bye.